The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
I don't want to anymore.
That's great. The first thing anyone hears is "I don't want to anymore" from you. Great. Fantastic.
I just don't want to.
You had an idea and you didn't follow it up.
Well, you put me on the spot like that. I mean, I you know what? Fine, I'll say it. The new Linkin Park album, pretty damn good.
There we go. See, how hard was that?
I'm very hard, but we don't need to talk about that, okay? Leave my personal stuff to me, okay?
Wow, Frank, your Festivus poll is so hard.
Please stop staring at my Festivus poll.
It's our
Hey y'all,
Festivus
welcome
poll.
to Sunset City, the classic podcast for the Sonic Age. I'm your host, Garrulus64, here this week for some Sonic talking, and I'm here, as usual, with my co-hosts, Channel Pup.
Hang on, I got drink. Hang on. Yeah, hi. Hi, everybody.
Gotta be Frank.
Festivus poll.
And Ian Waffles.
Hey, thanks for having me back again.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
how, like,
good cast today. Good peoples.
Frank, you and me, we gave him such a hard time, but then Ian, like, he just gives him the proper podcast greeting, you know? Like,
Hi, everybody. Yeah.
I was
It's
gonna
so
make a
nice,
joke about
isn't
you just like oh shit, he's gonna drown on his drink. I don't know how he's making that possible, but
it's a Red Bull, because the past couple of episodes have been very tired. So, it's winter, man. Like, less sunlight makes my brain sad, I guess. I don't know. But,
no.
That is how that works, I
Red Bull.
think, yeah.
Just
I believe that is actually, folks.
just regular
yeah.
Red Bull, or is it like a different flavor?
It's sugar-free. I'm a little weight conscious. Oh, gosh. Anyways.
It's fine. It's fine. We're getting closer to well, actually, I don't know how that works for you guys, but we're getting closer to holidays. So
The thing I've noticed is sugar-free Red Bull, if you sniff it up close, it smells like a dirty diaper. But, like, it doesn't taste like... That's good. But okay,
How
hell yeah.
often do you smell your sodas?
I mean, you notice the aroma.
I mean, if the soda gets fizzy and like kind of hits you in the nose a little bit, and you kind of like, move your head away a little bit, that happens.
I mean, if it's quite a strong smelling soda, yeah, it hits you. You get it comes and it comes in
like
waves.
soda, carbonated milk, any of that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. See, Frank
Carbon-
knows how it is. See, Dylan, some of us have worked out how to use 2 of our senses at once. You'll get there. Don't worry about it.
Hey, you know that's a sore spot for me.
I
You did not have to say that out loud.
Wait, hang on. I didn't know that was a sort.
I can't smell and see at the same time, you bitch.
You had me on edge because I know that you've got some stuff going on with you, and I didn't know if maybe that is something you'd mentioned in passing, and that I just said
it
it
just
on the
means that
air.
any-
You just adapted it. You just stole that and used it.
It just means that if he ever smells something, he just ends up acting like The Rock, where he just like smells and he just kind of turns his head.
Dude, I watched Black Adam like 2 days ago.
Oh god,
That movie is so fucking epic. Like,
I
Is it?
do not agree with that whatsoever.
no, so here's the thing, right? It's absolute trash garbage. It is trash. But the best thing about it is that it is the best genre of comedy, unintentional comedy. The film is hilarious from start to finish.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna agree with you on that one.
It's made funnier knowing that this was like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's big passion project. Like how seriously he took this. And keep it in your head, that one picture of like his head and shoulders as he's hunched over this table with corporate executives all watching Black Adam. And they've got like the Black Adam toys out. He's taking this so biblically serious. And the film, it's epic. Like, it's nothing short of epic.
Like taking it biblically serious.
I
is
had
pretty
some
good.
delicious...
Oh yeah,
no, like, Accelerate says this, right? But Black Adam fucking sucks, Pup, a long time ago. And yeah, I did. The post-Black Adam episode of Sunset City, I yelled, Black Adam fucking sucks. But
because it does.
the third eye has opened. I had some lettuce and watched Black Adam with the boys. And we had
I
a
watched
hell
it
of a
with my
time.
friends, and we were just shit talking the whole movie.
We couldn't even get past the Warner Brothers logo without bursting into a fit of laughter because I pitched the idea.
Can be fun.
I pitched the idea that the Warner Brothers logo would translate to Wombo Bastards and would then morph into The Rock's head as he stares at the audience. So
I was thinking it was gonna be like a T-shirt, just so that way he can have his pecs on screen immediately.
well, we were laughing at that, and then we were laughing at the fact that we didn't even make it past the opening logo without laughing. So it was fantastic. But yeah, loved it. Had a great old time. And yeah, there's still a bit more housekeeping to do, Dilno. So do you wanna take care of that, Dilno64?
Yeah. So if you super chat during the stream, thank you. We read them at the end of the stream. I assume most of you guys have been here before, though, so you know that. But if you're new, why don't you let us know in the comments, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube.
I ate a whole entire
and then-
watermelon that night in one sitting.
And we also have a Patreon where you can see the video of Pup eating a whole watermelon in one sitting.
No, don't tell them there's something there that's not. It's not. There's no video of that.
No, I'm gonna make you
He
record
holds
it, then you
watermelon
have to
with
put it
his
up there, or else
feet.
it's.
I mean, I do
rather
have
slander.
another watermelon for in case I get hungry.
He was holding it with his feet. It's actually rather impressive. Like, I didn't know he was that flexible. Now I know.
It was like in Tom and Jerry, you know, when they like swallow like an entire drum of oil and they're the same shape of it, or like you know when Jerry eats the entire thing of cheese and he just turns into a cheese wedge, basically.
You know the way I did it?
That's-
I
That's
took
what
the
it looked
melon,
like.
I took the melon,
He
cut it in
unhinged his
half.
jaw like a
And-
snake.
I took the melon, I cut it in half. I took a spoon and I went to town on the fucking thing. Like I just
You
ate
swallowed
it, like I
it
was
whole,
scooping
like
it
a
out of
snake
like
eating eggs.
yeah, it was like out of nature's food bowl, effectively. Got the other half, and then at the end of it, I put one of the halves of melon skin on my head. It was great, but it's all fantastic. Let's get back onto it. There is the fish tank. We do have 3 people in the fish tank. Everyone admire them.
There they
briefly.
are.
There they are.
Hello,
Hello, fish tank.
Twitch
And,
Fish
long
Tank.
time no
Hello.
speak.
with that out the way, Sunset City is officially open. Business.
Nice.
I wanted to
Okay.
add one
What
more
do we
thing real
do?
quick.
go on.
When my friends and I were watching Black Adam, and you just see him going down the flight of stairs. My friend
Yes.
just looked at it, was like, "Oh God, my knee."
When I watched it, I was like, why is he so slowly descending,
I
and
know.
rotating at the
drop.
same time? Like, if you
It's like,
don't
just
care
drop.
what...
Yeah, you're a superhero. You don't have fall damage. Just stay in Fortnite or some other stupid game.
Well, the whole thing is he doesn't care what the kid is saying, but on some sentimental level, he must, because the kids are like, get a catchphrase, you should have a superhero catchphrase, and he's just slowly rotating like a fucking rotisserie chicken, making his way
It's
down
Black
the
Adam in
stairs.
time. And just Black Adam's all over the screen.
It's time to Adam.
Up and atom.
I was about to say up and Adam would have been the best catchphrase ever. But no, it was like, tell him the man in black sent you. It was, yeah. But yeah, it's hilarious. But okay. Right, let's get on to our first little warm-up topic today. We ready, guys? We excited? We feeling hype?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, hell yeah. I'm going to throw images up on screen for the people watching. Because we've got our first look at the the McDonald's Happy Meal toys for Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
You hear that,
What the-
McDonald's?
what the
This is the
fuck
guy
is
who
this
loves
song?
the McRib, and he's already talking shit on you guys.
So I just listened to the song that was posted today, and
We'll talk about
I
that
am
in just
confused.
Just
I
a
have-
moment. Just a moment.
I have some thoughts as well, and we're gonna talk about our feet. Some people are
Pup, that's
thinkers
kind
and
of
some
rude.
people are-
Pup. They like being referred to as women. Okay, that's actually incredibly rude.
What, Dylan?
No thoughts.
What? Fuck. I
Anyways,
had no idea what you were talking about.
just forget it. Okay, just forget
When
it.
we put Pup and Frank in the same room, they they turn into monsters.
We are so silly.
Joke abort.
We're just a couple of silly guys.
Who's Joe Cabort?
Okay. All right. Look, we
We're gonna
have
make
to,
Dylan quit the podcast.
we have to maintain some degree of momentum because I've got the images up on screen and I don't intend to
Okay.
keep them that.
Momentum.
Dude, you can't say that word in front of Sonic fans.
Yeah.
And just
dude,
like that, you've
calm
stopped
down.
my momentum dead. Excellent.
Why does okay? Hold on. First, why does Sonic look more like the Werehog than actually Sonic?
Because that's up to
They squished
fucking
him.
him, Frank. Like,
His proportions are a little funky.
well,
yeah,
like this
I'm
first-
used to noodle limbs.
Let's describe these images for the audio listeners, for starters. So, when you eat at McDonald's, around the time of Sonic 3, you will potentially get, depending on if you buy a Happy Meal or not. I'm great at this promotion, aren't I? I should do the
you're doing a
ads.
great job.
You have a chance of getting...
Potentially get one of these if you buy a Happy Meal. No, you will
may
get one.
Yeah, they're in their own little ring things, so they can sort of spin and turn and stuff. And I gotta say, I like the way Sonic, Shadow, and Knuckles look. I absolutely despise what they've done to Tails, though. What is up with his head? He looks like he's got the Fox equivalent to a receding hairline.
I hate that smile, too. That smile's like a Tails gets trolled face or something.
His face just looks flat.
It's wrong.
Like,
And for the people who haven't seen the pictures, they're basically squished down versions of the characters that have much fatter limbs. So they look like themselves, but they look like funny little guys, basically. And Tails,
Jeebus.
I think the Knuckles one actually looks the best. I think Knuckles looks great there, but Tails looks like really creepy.
Yeah, Tails is...
It looks like a bootleg or something.
It's
Tails
because
looks
his head is
when
protruding.
when a cartoon character runs into something and they go head first and it kind of flattens, it kind of reminds me of that.
Well, the thing with Tails' ears is they're meant to take up the entire real estate of his head. They're meant to take up the whole circumference. They've just stuck him on the back of his head, and it's so weird. But like,
How's
yeah,
put
actually,
headphones on now?
Webster makes a good point. In England, we will get books, or we'll get maybe like a
They want
papercraft
you to
thing.
read.
Maybe it'll be like a papercraft thing because, like, at McDonald's in Europe, they've banned plastic toys. So that's
Man.
yeah.
Okay, sometimes Europe is okay, but other times you guys are just no fun.
I think I kind of agree, but I will say some of the papercraft toys they've done are actually quite good.
I would say, you know what? Fuck it, include both.
Do both, yeah. Like, let's just have both. And with the price of fucking McDonald's cost these days, like, it costs about as much as a
Jesus.
Five Guys. Like, you get real food for that.
It's why I haven't gone to McDonald's. Like, it's just not worth it anymore. I have to like have the app open and pray to God that they have like some kind of sale going on or some kind of deal.
Since the McRib's been gone, I have had McDonald's a couple of times, admittedly. Because yesterday they had like a 99p 6 chicken with nuggets, and
Oh, that's nice.
today I just had a hankering for the big tasty because it's Friday, the weekend, so I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, so...
And it's funny because we're getting the McRib next month.
Yeah, you've had it passed on. Hopefully it will last you guys more than 2 weeks. Then again, they did say, while stocks last, so maybe I am the reason the McRib only lasted 2 weeks over here.
The McRib
Probably.
Destroyer.
I'm also not 100% sure if I want some just because of the onions. You know, I know their whole E. coli thing is kind of, it's kind of in the past, but it's not too far in the past.
I mean, we didn't even have the E. coli thing here, so that wasn't an issue.
Consider yourselves lucky.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, that's fun. But yeah, that's the McDonald's Happy Meal toys. That's a warm-up topic. I think we did a really good job covering that.
I'll say that I actually quite like the designs because they look so jank. Like they are the kind of like just because they are these little wheels, I could see like if you wanted to collect them as a kid, they just kind of look funny. Like you could just put them up in your room or whatever. I actually kind of like how cursed they look. They don't look cursed in like a ugh, like I don't want that. They look cursed in like a that's kind of cute and charming. Like look at how shitty this is.
Cursed in like
I
a
was gonna say,
licensed
kinda-
movie deal kind of way.
Yeah,
like
I was
a
about
to- like the
like a
older
movie
McDonald's
tie-in
toys.
game or something.
There's a fella
Yeah,
called
so-
Cecil, he's a big fan of Game Apologist, but I think he watched Sunset City back in the day. And he worked the McDonald's. I don't like saying he worked at McDonald's. I say he worked the McDonald's. And
Finesse them.
he sent us these little thingies of these McDonald's Sonic toys for the Sonic 2 movie. And it was great. Like I received it. It was in like a Happy Meal box. It had been mailed to me, and it was just full of them. And I did a little video actually on it, as I was just unboxing these little guys. Video did no numbers, but it was a good time still. And yeah, I was just happy to have them. So Cecil, if you're out there, we haven't
Send us
spoken
a
in a
super
while,
chat.
but if you got some more of those Sonic 3 toys, you know, yeah.
He needs a favor from you.
I
Can
need
you
a
help.
I feel like I'm that friend that never DMs but then comes in with like, hey, I got a Herbalife subscription with your name on it. Like, you know?
I think I've had one friend do that, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna block.
Damn.
because
Not
I
even...
know where this is going.
Fair enough.
It's not with someone that I would speak to a lot. It's just like I haven't spoken to them since I was in high school. I get this message. Yeah, we didn't really speak too much.
Wait
Bye.
a minute.
Wait. What?
Lois, this is not my
Wade?
Batman cup.
Give me one moment, please. Just give
Oh
me...
boy.
Okay, Frank.
What have you done?
Frank?
Yes.
Check your DMs, brother. It's been a while since we spoke, but I just wanted to show you this.
All right. Well, you make this easy then.
No! Okay. So
For audio listeners, he sent me an image of Herbalife, some kind of probiotic thing. It's like a powder.
I sent you a fact finder on Herbalife, so you could know about its positive effects. Or you could just do the Channel Pup diet, which is eat like a bitch and then fucking buy a watermelon to make up for it.
Nah, I'm good.
10 McRibs followed by watermelon and cookies.
The diet of a hero.
I would definitely die over that diet.
The McRib is a limited menu item. Anyways, so there is a bit of breaking news in that there is a Sonic Twitter takeover going on right now. So you'll probably hear the same 10 names that get theirs read out every single time.
I
Asked
a really good question.
Doesn't matter. If you're not on Sega's books, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. I just want to ask a funny question. It wasn't anything inappropriate. I just have questions.
I actually did ask something as well. Like, what did you ask, Franken?
Where does he keep the rings?
Ah.
They can't talk about that. They just took that out of Generations.
Yeah, they're not canon, brother.
Well, I want them to address it now.
Oh,
Also, I don't think my
please.
question went through.
Please tell me I didn't put my question on Blue Sky. I did not.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not getting answered.
Oh, I just asked, will you guys ever admit that you guys are friends? And if not that, will you admit that you're my friends?
I should have asked about how time travel works.
If you're not friends, can you at least admit that you're in love?
just tongue each other a little bit. But speaking of Shadow tonguing...
Just show a little PDA, it's fine.
Speaking of Shadow tonguing, though, the shippers have a bit of food today, because, well, like, someone asked how, like, Shadow's little concert with Amy went, and Sonic was making fun of him and stuff, and it was all very fun. Sonic is a total energy vampire, reminds me of me. And, like, Shadow brought up that he and Amy are also going back out again to see Sabrina Carpenter. So, yeah, Sonic is literally me. I'm just trolling all the guys that are
I don't know who that is.
hanging out with women and stuff, you know?
Shadow's gonna have to, like, cover Amy's eyes at certain points. But aside from that, I hope they have a great time.
Why do you have to do that? Sabrina Carpenter's
During a
beautiful.
concert? Shouldn't you cover her ears?
Well, no, eyes. There are apparently some gestures that are made during her performance that are a little too inappropriate for younger people.
I don't even know who Sabrina Carpenter is.
I respect the shit out of Sabrina Carpenter because her music is like her music is sex music. There's no two ways about it. It's sex music. And not as in, like, the typical, oh, I lust for you so badly, baby girl kind of music. As in, like,
I don't know what song that is, but okay.
No, but you know how, like, every song these days is about sex?
You know what? I like that more. Amy will cover
What do you mean? I
Shadow's
just listened to
eyes.
the Sonic Lost World soundtrack.
Well, okay, outside of the
Amy
Sonic
just knows
Lost
too
World...
much. She'll cover Shadow's eyes because Shadow's
Outside of that
somehow
one
is
specific
too
example,
innocent.
gosh.
Yeah, outside of that one and only one example, all music these days is about sex. But the thing with Sabrina Carpenter's music is you kind of want to put it on during sex. Have like little fairy lights.
I've never heard of
switch
this
on
person.
Switch on the lava
I've
lamp.
never heard her music. I've only heard of people getting mad at her.
Damn.
Wait,
well,
let's see. She first gained recognition starring on the Disney Channel series Girl Meets World. I don't even know what that is.
but also,
Is that
like,
a new show?
Speaking of how
I know there was another show called before that. I think that's like a sequel, right? I think.
But speaking of how, like,
Yeah.
titillating, like, her music is kind of supposed to be.
Language.
there's an ad where she's like advertising some hair care products, and she's got bangs and stuff, and she starts off the commercial by going, "I'm Sabrina Carpenter, and you deserve a bit of bang." And I'm just like, that's got a double meaning.
Shut up and take my money. I don't know.
So
what the
yeah,
fuck I'm
anyway,
talking about.
there's your daily
Okay.
dose of Sabrina Carpenter news.
You're just saying clever girl. Moving on.
Alright.
So okay, right. Well, anyway, that's all I want to say about the Sonic Twitter takeover.
I wanted to talk about. Do we have the Sonic Genesis, Sonic Movie 3 thing on there?
We
Is
do,
that
yeah,
next?
yeah,
Where is
that's-
that?
that's-
That's in the meat.
That's
What?
Well, I haven't looked at the list, so I don't know
I've
what's next.
never-
So I'm just guessing.
I've never heard someone refer to the categories before. People always usually say the piss or the weed. You just straight up said the meat, and that's really funny to me.
What? I mean, that's what it's called. I mean,
I know, it's just usually people refer to the document, not that particular chapter of the document.
I can't go off script.
It's just really funny is all, okay? Like, it's funny when you're not expecting to hear the meat, and you hear the meat. Like,
I try to be as professional as I can.
you are professional. I'll give you that.
Debatable.
So, okay. Big one here. Sonic 3 promo packs have been sent out to content creators. Just go around the table. Have you guys received one?
No, Sega
Nope.
hates me.
Well,
I'm
well,
calling
Paramount
them
sent
out.
it out, so Paramount hates you.
Well,
Apparently
have
you
you
hate me
received
because
one?
I don't like Speed Me Up.
Dylan?
That's
You?
really
No, I
mean.
don't have one.
I don't have one either.
I don't care.
uh,
I don't have
something
space for
negative.
that shit anyway.
No, I think it's.
I would've-
We should go get one. We should raid them.
I would have loved one. That would have been really nice. But they probably saw my review of the Knuckle Show. Let's be honest. They most
Yeah.
likely did.
I mean, I think Red is owed one. Like, if these things actually play on real hardware, Red Hot Sonic is owed one of those cartridges.
Absolutely.
They probably didn't send them to anyone outside the U.S., if I had to guess.
Sucks.
Oh yeah,
Like, that
I
was-
remembered because they're
They probably
racist,
sent them all
aren't
to people in the United States, just because, like, that's where the company's based, right?
Yeah,
they? I
most
got
likely.
no idea. But I mean,
I feel like most of the times, like, there are separate events like that. You remember, like, there was a while back, there was a thing where someone was reaching out to creators about merchandise, like merch stuff. Like, the people
Oh,
are going to send out,
yeah.
like, Sonic merch packages, and a ton of people answered, but, like, a lot
they're
of
in, like,
people were
Europe.
just, I mean, and I'm not saying this for any, like, not bitterness, but it's because they literally said, oh, sorry, we forgot to say this is, like, a UK-based thing.
Yeah.
So, like, a ton of people that were commenting were like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. So, like, I don't know if there's, like, more than one team, you know, like, that would
maybe
do
it
that.
be a
Like,
Jack's Pacific thing, because Jack's Pacific is UK based, I believe.
I think that was a Sega Shop thing, right?
Maybe Sega Shop Europe then.
Yeah, they were the ones who.
yeah, I
did
don't
it,
know who.
and that's
I
when
assume
we got to hear
Paramount would
about
have to
that.
be behind it, right? Because
Paramount's behind this, are they?
I saw
doesn't-
that someone was posting about how they made the game for this thing. So I don't know if,
Oh yeah, no. So I,
you know, I have no clue how it works.
I've watched.
But I imagine
the,
it was just a US thing.
I've watched the videos of it, and I do wonder if it would play in a Mega Drive because it's a Genesis cartridge, and those things were region locked back in the day. So I do wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I do wonder
You know
if
what?
they did
That's
send
something
Red
for Red
one.
Hot Sonic to do.
If they did send Red,
Red
one,
could you could get the ROM when someone dumps it and see if it runs
Red
on
could
like
easily do that.
EverDrive.
They could send that to Red and it'd be easy. He has the system.
yeah, he's probably got like. Has he got like a Genesis and a Mega Drive?
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Oh, he's probably got multiple
got
because
everything
he
at this
tests them
point.
on different models and stuff. So
Right, Red, where are you? We need to know something. But okay, so
he's got tons of them. I
have
guarantee it.
seen a little walkthrough of the Sonic 3 cartridge, but just kind of going through like what these creators received. They received a big kind of life-size 1-up box, you know, and it's got kind of the printing of the 1-up monitor screen from Sonic 1 on it. And then you open that, and it's an excessive amount of cardboard there for what you get, which is just a little Genesis cartridge container. And they've got this box art on it that is basically, they've recreated the USA Sonic 3 box art from back in 1994 with the movie renders. And I must stress, movie renders, they did not make new renders for this because, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's that same one of Sonic you've seen a million times, except now he's got 3 fingers up. But it's really cool to see how they've put Shadow in the bushes where Knuckles was, and Knuckles is now off in the background. And it's just it's very cool to see them interpret this. I actually sent Nick a message just saying, "Hey, buddy, this is probably the closest you're going to get to a movie version of Angel Island, so enjoy."
That's
Because you love him. You love to give him good news.
I mean, to be honest, like I'm not a dick about it, but like, yeah, no. We've been working quite closely together on our project as well, so like, it's all cool. But anyways. Yeah, I think it's really cool how they paid homage to the front cover of Sonic 3's USA cover. A bit like what they did with Sonic 2, where I think it was like the 4K Blu-ray release was the Sonic 2 box art from back in the day, recreated with the movie characters. And I actually, like, I don't have a UHD compatible machine or anything like that. I don't have an Ultra HD TV, it's just 1080p. But I bought that so I could have that steelbook of the Sonic 2 Mega Drive case. Because I thought that was fucking awesome. And I'm glad to see them doing more like that here, even if it is just for this little exclusive little thingy here.
Yeah, no, the box and everything is just crazy. Like, because I got it sent to me in terms of like someone let me know it was a thing. And I was like, oh, is this like a cute little like promotional video where it's like they made like a Genesis thing? And then I looked into it, I was like, oh no, they sent like functioning Genesis cartridges? That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
No, that's sick. I wouldn't have expected that.
And so, what we have here then, officially, is Shadow the Hedgehog as a character on a Genesis cartridge. This ain't just an AliExpress thing or a fan-made thing. This is actually an official Shadow the Hedgehog Sega Genesis debut. That's insane. But like the cartridge itself, the image on the cartridge is also an homage to Sonic Adventure 2's box art from the Dreamcast. So not the battle one, but the one where it's just Sonic and Shadow, kind of opposite each other, doing the yin and yang thing. It's got the same background. I love this kind of stuff. If we can get more posters like that, and less of the floating heads ones, even though I understand why floating heads posters exist, and I do think the Sonic movies, obviously, because of the colors of the characters, they can make it work. I more like this, please. Like, that's the kind of thing I want a poster of in my room. We'll talk a bit about the posters that have come out recently, but yeah, no. So, what did you think of the artwork on the Genesis cartridge?
I think it looks great. I think the whole thing's cool.
Yeah.
Like personally, when I first saw it, I thought it was just going to be, and this is something I think would have been super, super cool. It's cool they made a new thing for it, but if it was an actual like Sonic 3 cartridge, like for like Sonic 3 Knuckles or something.
ROM hack with Shadow playable or something, that would have been awesome.
I don't think they would have gone that far for it, but yeah. I mean, just redistributing a Sonic 3 cartridge with custom artwork would just be neat, too.
I hate to say this, they would not put the original music in it. It would have the Sonic Origins music.
Well, yeah.
It wouldn't be able to have the incredible Run It by Jelly Roll. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the art for it's like looks pretty decent. Because I think like just with the eyes of like Shadow's face in particular, he looks a little bit like almost too happy to be here, or just like kind of like a little bit too like kind of cutified. But for the most part, it looks really cool. So,
well, yeah. So when you put it in, something happens. Put the cartridge into the machine.
That's
something
what normally happens.
Yep. Okay. It is a functioning Genesis cartridge with brand new content on it. You've got
which is crazy.
You've got a little thing that gives you like some posters and stuff, so you can look at posters from the movies. There's a little bit that gives you kind of like very basic sort of character bios. And it's got the characters you can choose from are Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, fucking Tom Wachowski, Maddie Wachowski, Rachel, Randall, and the 2 Robotniks. And Agent Stone, I think. I think that's the bunch.
Yeah, there's an Agent Stone poster.
So yeah, I think those are the ones that are also on the cartridge as well, and they've got that and a little crunchy 16-bit soundbite. Rachel is screaming something, so expect her to be just as loud as she was in the previous one.
Joy.
This is that's Maddie's sister, right? Is she the one that had the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go into
just
that.
Want to make sure I get these names mixed up in my head because there's like so many characters.
There's a little conversation I want to have about that in a bit. Yeah, and then
I hope she gets married again.
she gets married again to the same guy.
Yeah, no, they renew their vows. Yeah.
So okay, and then on the far right, there's a little mini game that you can play that unlocks like a little cheat menu thing. Now this little mini game has just Sonic running away from Shadow. It's very basic. But then that brings you into this little secret screen, which states when the trailer release date is. That unlocks like a little trailer thing. You click on that, and then it brings up the fucking this Monday as the date, the 25th of November, 2024, as the date for the next trailer. So lock in, guys. We've got content to make. So what
No, I don't do that kind of shit.
Okay. Well, what do you think of this kind of method of kind of promo, I guess? Like this little gift item here.
I don't like it because I didn't get one.
Same.
Literally the only thing.
I think it's really cool. It's just Paramount, Sega, one of you guys, please. I just want one. It's such a cool thing to own.
I mean, I think what does make it really cool is they did send it to people like, you know, like Sam's procrastinators or whatever, where it's like, oh, like an actual Sonic tuber, you know?
Yeah,
so, like,
it's not like Aaron Hansen, like back in the day.
Like an interesting thing as well was I noticed that like when it came to like the Knuckles red carpet premiere, the people that they invited to that were people that have self-admitted in DMs to one of my mates that they don't give a fuck about Sonic and stuff like that. But they're like TikTok influencers, and my buddy is kind of in on all that and stuff. But like they're TikTokers, and I was like, oh man, why didn't they actually get some Sonic fans like Sam Procrastinates and stuff to this carpet premiere? And then when I watched the show, I was like, that's why. There would have been a riot in the street if they invited a Sonic fan to this thing.
Yeah, because they invited a lot of Sonic fan creators to the movie 2 premiere.
They did, but
I know that.
And I think the reason is simply
if I got invited to see Knuckles and I watched it, I literally would have gone up to the staff actors and been like, "What did you do? Like, what did you do?"
I would have.
I mean,
silent.
that said, I think it was just the first episode, so at that point,
And that's why they won't ever invite me.
Well, yeah, no. If it was the first episode, I'd be like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's a promising start. Yeah, this is fine. You know.
Yeah, it seems like Knuckles is going to be in it for more than at least 50%, right?
And then you're
week 23.
I've said, never mind. No, just go watch my Knuckles review. I've said everything I need to say there.
There you go.
And then also on the back of the box, we do learn a bit of new information, as it kind of says like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles will face off against Robotnik and Shadow, a guy whose power they've never experienced before, etc., etc. But then it says the adventure will take them to Tokyo, London, and the far reaches of space. I wonder how far we're talking about far reaches of space, though. Whether it's just kind of like a little bit local. Maybe we'll see Alpha Centauri. Let me see Saturn. Put Sega Saturn in the movie. But they're going to space. That much we know. And I know a lot of people say that was obvious because the arc and stuff. But these are the Sonic movies. They made Ice Cap a ski resort. Like the Space Colony arc is a fraction of the size that it was in the game, as it's only like the width of the River Thames. Who's to say it doesn't just gotta float up in the air for a few bits before it comes crashing down? But no, they're going to space. That makes me really happy. It would.
And then the Bio Lizard's gonna have the Space Colony arc in his ass.
Hope he does. You just see him with his paws just gape his anus open as he consumes the arc.
Well, what a time to undeafen.
Welcome back to Sunset City.
I should just expect to hear things like this.
It'd be so pink
every time.
Justin Pop, right?
God damn it! Oh.
But yeah, no. I mean, overall, like the entire package is just super cool. Like I said, I was completely in shock that they actually did something like that.
Yeah, that was cool. It reminds me of like all those times they did all that fun stuff. Like they sent out, like back when the Spyro trilogy was going to be revealed, they sent out those big purple eggs, and I was like,
and Snoop
big
Dogg
egg,
had a drone
big
as
egg.
well. It was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
It was so hopeful.
We kept calling Spyro nephew.
We thought we might get like a new Spyro game sometime in the 10-year period, but so far we're coming up dry.
That's pretty fun.
Sad about that, yeah.
But
sad about that every
Crash
day.
Bandicoot though, even though that
Crash
seems to
5.
be boshed. But oh yeah, Spyro 4 in Crash Bandicoot 5. Exactly perfect. But
I'm
even
gonna cry.
even that's
Crash
going to no.
5. Oh.
Yeah.
I just want to like grab the CEO's brain and shake it around and be like, "What are you thinking? Why would you do that? Like,
considering who the CEO
16
was
million
at the time,
copies wasn't good enough for you? You need
you're not
another
the only person
Porsche."
who would want to shake his brain like that.
You're like shaking around a bag with
Is
a
it-
single M&M in it.
Yeah, I mean, considering who the CEO was at the time, yeah, and you're not the only person who would want to do that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
CEO of Activision Blizzard, right?
Yes.
What's he?
Ugh.
Well, at least they dissolved inside Microsoft, so hopefully they just like destroyed everybody who was a problem.
We'll see.
That's the thing.
Packed
is,
them all
like,
into the incinerator.
for as much shit as I
Unfortunately-
give Sega, it is difficult to find a third-party company that values a 3D platformer the way Sega does now.
Yeah, it would have to be a company that's more than willing to just, like, if it doesn't sell well, take the loss, or just put so little into the budget for it.
That's the thing, is
But-
like there's so many occasions in Sonic's history where a company like Activision would have pulled the trigger on the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I hate that mentality as well. It's like it's something that's happened with
Well-
Power Rangers recently as well, where it's just like, oh well, because that last thing didn't quite sell right, maybe because we didn't market it correctly. That means that this is never going to be financially viable. So we'll just sit on top of this IP for decades ahead and copyright claim anyone that dares to make something pertaining to this IP. Love it.
Yeah,
Game companies
it's
are
their
fucking
IP
weird
to sit on and
sometimes.
do nothing with.
Yep, I haven't seen that Smiling Friends
Exactly.
episode yet, but I do because it sounds based. Oh, Gwimbly, right?
Yeah, it's such a good episode.
That was the Gwimbly episode, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so next on the docket. If we've said all we want to say about the press packs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, well, we've got the official song of Sonic 3. This is probably the main theme, maybe the credits theme or something. And it ain't Live and Learn. Whether or not that will actually... Like,
anybody hoping for like any Sonic music to be like the credits theme for a movie, that's just major copium.
well,
You'll probably hear it at
No,
some
I want
point.
it in the movie.
So
I don't want it in the
Giovanni
credits.
has been quite vocal saying that Live and Learn will be in the movie, but again, he's not the director, he's not a producer, so like whatever he says
could
is
always
subject
remove
to
it.
change. Yeah. It could well be that the final battle starts and goes it has that opening sting of Live and Learn, and then it just cuts into Tom Hulkenberg's mid of the week.
Oh
you know,
yeah. The thing I'm expecting is like a nightmare scenario is like for the final attack, you just hear the music rev up and it goes da 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 da. And they're like, "Whoa, we put Live and Learn in the movie, guys!"
It reminds me of
Then
when they
then
were
it
patting
could.
themselves on the back over the drowning theme in Sonic 2, yet it played so faintly that
You can't even hear it.
you'd
Yeah.
have to isolate the stem to even hear it.
What I was gonna say is that like what they'll do is like what they did with the Super Bowl, where people were expecting that SpongeBob song, but instead they go to some other rapper or something.
like Katy Perry or something.
No, it was like some dude. It's like they played a little bit, switched to something else, and people got pissed about it.
Even though I think at
Oh,
the actual ceremony they did.
You
do
talking
it.
about the Super Bowl thing?
Yeah.
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 Like,
Yeah, they
imagine
played.
Paramount does
They
that.
started with Sweet Victory, and then they transitioned into Sicko mode.
Ugh.
Oh god.
And people were like, "What? What the fuck?
I then in that case, if they
You
do
can't
this,
do this!"
if they do this with Sonic 3, I hope it's sicko mode just for the sake of keeping up a trend.
Jesus Christ.
But the thing,
That song is dead.
the thing that's ringing some alarm bells for me is that, like, because I recently rewatched Sonic 1 and 2. I rewatched them with my flatmates. One of them isn't really a Sonic fan, but he's going to come see Sonic 3 when that's out. But he's a music fan, and he kind of knows how Sonic music's supposed to sound. And he was saying, like, there's nothing in these movies except for the end credits theme that communicates kind of the musical philosophy of Sonic. Like, there's no character in the instrumentation of these films and
Wait,
stuff like that.
Stars in the Sky was like the closest they got with any original
he
music.
said, like,
I
with
feel
the
like.
credits music, he was like, why does this have a completely different musical philosophy that actually fits Sonic when the rest of the movie didn't? And it's funny because this guy as well, Tom Hulkenberg, is one of his favorite composers, and one of my favorite composers too, which is extra baffling. But so anyway, leading into kind of the main song of the film, "Run It Back" not Run It Back, just Run It by Jelly Roll. Something I noticed immediately is that, like, I know that this is an original piece for the movie. It doesn't sound like Sonic in the slightest. And that's the thing, is Stars in the Sky, while it isn't conventionally Sonic, it's not rock or New Jack, it still feels Sonic-y. You know, it still feels like a Sonic track. I can look at it and hear Sonic.
It's like something that you would expect to see in a movie like this, where it fits really well. It doesn't seem too out of place for Sonic.
I like that one.
Of electrical energy to it, which fits Sonic well. And I kind of
it's
thought,
just a fun song.
Yeah, it's fun. It encapsulates kind of the feeling of playing like an old Sonic game. Like, it feels kind of nostalgic and stuff. Run It by Jelly Roll doesn't sound like it was made for Sonic at all. It sounds like a song that exists that they've taken and put in a Sonic movie.
It's like when they took Vandalize and put it in Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, but that was... Shut the fuck up.
I do
Vandalize
like
work.
that song.
Eat my ass. I'm right about
Vandalize
this.
felt
works,
like a
but it's
Sonic
just-
song.
It doesn't
Fuck
feel like
you.
it fits in with everything else. Like, it's so different from all of the other songs, in my opinion.
I don't know. I do love Vandalize, but I will admit
I
that...
think it's garbage.
I like it. Yeah.
How can you say...
Trash.
So, Vandalize, I think, is a fantastic song, but it's one where, like, yeah, when you mention the game in retrospect, though, when you've heard Undefeatable and Break Through It All and all that, and I'm Here, like, yeah, it does kind of stand out as, like, oh, this is the one that wasn't made for the game, because, yeah, the lyrics
One of
have
these
no...
things is not like the other.
Yeah, the Foo Fighters. It has kind of no...
Take the pain away!
It has no relation to the game. And some people speculated, oh, it's about Eggman and Sage, in which case I say, yeah, maybe in the state of Alabama it's about Eggman and Sage, but...
Oh,
But I do,
no.
I love...
Sonic fans are funny.
I love Vandalize, and it's one of those things where even if it doesn't match Frontiers, it's still got that kind of mid-2000s edge to it that is one of the genres that I could kind of expect from Sonic, I guess. This here, Jelly Roll, sounds like... It sounds like a version of Wake Me Up by Avicii. And it's strange. It doesn't sound Sonic-y. I would say that this is the most aggressively okay, inoffensive song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah. I didn't hate it, I didn't love it, but it sure felt out of place.
How would you say it stacks up compared to Speed Me Up, Frank?
It just sounds like something you heard on the radio 10 years ago. That,
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna... Am I
It
correct
sounds
in
like
saying that
something
it's
from a
sort
radio
of got, like,
station I would
country
never listen
vibes?
to. Yeah, it
Like, is
felt
that
like more
sort of what it's
country.
like?
Yeah,
Because
mildly
every
Montana.
country song I've ever heard sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, no.
So, as soon as that
what
the
I
song
vibe.
started, I was like, uh-oh.
It's like country EDM hybrid in that it's got kind of like the acoustic guitar, quite rhythmic in the first part.
Yeah.
But then as it goes into the chorus, you get the EDM elements, and it's very kind of Avicii coded. But like
It sort of sounds like something that would have been in Sonic Forces, not in like a musical style, but in like the way it's written. But like just super on the nose lyrics with like, you know, you're not like alluding to anything. You're just like, I'm running down the road and I'm with my friends, you know, like that kind of thing.
yeah, where you're like
Fist
describing the
bump,
process
you know, like-
of being very fast.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's not for me.
Puppy, you
Maybe
were
it'll
asking
grow on
about
me.
like how it stacks up to Speed Me Up. Speed Me Up is trash. That's the thing.
See, I
This is
feel
just
like Speed
average.
Me Up in some ways feels more fitting for Sonic. The one thing I really don't like about Speed Me Up, the one thing that irks me, is that stock arcade sound effect that plays at the start. And it's like, yeah, we get it. Sonic's from the 90s. Do you know anything else about Sonic?
None of those damn lyrics had a thing to do with Sonic, even anything remotely close to it.
What do you mean? Like Best Friend and Tails didn't give you the vibe?
a cliff.
He said Knuckles in the song too.
Yeah, he said, "Be my Knuckles, attack me for my finance," which is not
They're just fisting each other. Whatever.
far off
has
from what Knuckles does.
Read the lyrics. Not a goddamn thing related to Sonic. Or
I
even
don't know,
close
man.
to
He
what he's
mentions
about.
Tails, he mentions Knuckles. It says "Speed me up." I mean, then again, if it was Sonic, he wouldn't need to say "Speed me up" because he'd already be sped
That's
up.
just hardcore copium.
Listen,
Got a
maggot,
copium addiction here.
kill you.
Don't overdose.
gonna turn into a U.S. drill sergeant. But yeah, no, I thought, I mean, yeah, I think "Speed Me Up" is a nothing song in my opinion. Like, it's like Water, the song. And this here is kind of like
That's an insult to water, but okay. 'Cause I like water.
Calling it water is so fucking funny because I know exactly what you mean. Like if you were to put this alongside like a million other songs that sound like it, you'd be like, "Yep, that's a song."
Is Sonic music
Like someone wrote that and spoke it in a slight melody.
Sonic music is usually quite emotionally charged to some extent as well, whether it's the feeling of like freedom or whether it's the feeling of like aggression, like we're gonna kick this fucker's ass. Speed Me Up is not emotionally charged in the slightest. Whether it's the melody, whether it's the lyrics, it is just a flat line of a song.
I like the first part of it only.
Like,
I like the very first part. It just sounds like it's gonna be good, and then it just gets really worse. Also, Frank, I apologize for talking over you so much. You were like super quiet on my end, and I keep just not hearing you until I'm already talking.
Oh, I was gonna say like, oh yeah, somebody was probably gonna say this song goes hard. I was like, no, it just went flaccid and floppy. Like there's
song did
like
go kind of
literally
floppy.
nothing to this.
The thing I will say is there's a part of me that feels kind of bad, kind of talking shit about Jelly Roll, because Jelly Roll is an up-and-comer that the Sonic movies have taken kind of a swing on. This is not... It's kind of a bit like...
Jelly...
Oh yeah, nothing against him. I just don't... It's not my kind of song, that's all.
I think it was just maybe not a great choice.
Yeah, like, I mean, that...
He's glad he's getting more.
Sega have been taking some swings on kind of up-and-comers. Like, for example, Mary Kirk Holmes, 2 Octavia, they're an up-and-comer band. I gotta say, I feel really fucking
What about
bad.
they grabbed Nathan Sharp to do the ending song for Frontiers? He's been around for a while, but, you know, he's...
But, like, for these movies, they've kind of kept it to, like, Kid Cudi and stuff, whereas, like, they're kind of, like, established names and all that. So it is kind of cool to see the movies taking a swing on someone who's a little more small potatoes. At the same time, I don't think this is the right potato. Like...
potato.
I don't know if I'd call him small potato, because the guy literally just went to SummerSlam. Any wrestling fan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's getting a little bit more mainstream, so it's kind of in line with how Sega's been doing things. Get people who are more known to like just a general audience, rather than like, oh, here's this unknown artist. It's like, no, we know who these people are. Like for Speed Me Up, we know who Wiz Khalifa is. For like, you know where I'm getting at with this.
Yeah.
It's like,
also, can I just say, I feel kind of bad for Mary Kirk Holmes. Because imagine, like, you're an up-and-comer. 2 Octavia was an up-and-coming band. You're an up-and-comer, and Sega gets you on to do the song for Sonic. And then it gets done over by fucking Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens, who is an established musician and stuff like that, firmly got a name for himself. And everyone keeps saying they like that version better. It's like, oh man, that's got to kind of sting a little.
The song better. But no, I get you.
I do prefer the Kellen Quinn version as well, partly because of the instrumentation and overall arrangement of it. I don't think Kellen singing it made much of a difference to me anyway. But like, that's got to kind of sting a little, even though I think Mary Kirk Holmes wrote the lyrics to that song. So maybe Mary Kirk Holmes is just like, oh, hell yeah. My song's being sung by Kellen Quinn of Sleeping with Sirens. I got no idea. I don't know. I kind of feel...
You also never know how much they even care. Like, they got paid, you know, at the end of the day.
But when it's an up-and-comer, you tend to think there's a lot riding on this, you know? Like,
we gotta wait for the interviews.
Right. Mary Kirk Holmes, where you at? Get on Sunset City. And if you say yes to being on Sunset City, then you truly are irrelevant. I'm joking about that. Please come on Sunset City.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would just say with the song, like the most I can really say about it is it's just kind of an extension of what will always be there for these movies of like, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if we had like a main theme for a Sonic movie that was a Sonic song or a remix of a Sonic song or sounded like a Sonic song?
Good.
No, this is about what I expected. It's just like a generic whatever, who cares song. And that's just always going to be a part of these movies. Like we found out that like Rachel and her husband's going to be in this movie and they're going to be like side characters or whatever. It's like, yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're never going to be like a great Sonic live action movie in this universe. It's just not going to happen. But that doesn't mean we can't still have good things. But
it's one of those things that's kind of strange to me though. It's that like Tom Hulkenberg has been quite public about saying that the decisions made in the Sonic movies music are Jeff Fowler's decisions. Like that, his vision of it was originally to what's the name of the person from Dreams Come True that did the soundtrack for Sonic 1 and 2?
Sonic.
Yeah, sure.
We know which band you're talking about, but yeah.
Way
Well,
to go,
yeah.
Dylan.
Tom Hulkenberg has been quite vocal in interviews with, I think, The Telegraph, saying that his original vision for Sonic 1, the movie's soundtrack, was this love letter to Dreams Come True, basically, to kind of ape their music and do it on the Sega sound chip and stuff like that. And it was Jeff Fowler that said, you need to score what's happening on screen. While those tracks are wonderful, you need to score what's happening on screen. And I think the soundtracks of the Sonic movies are hilariously literal in that if someone goes fast, the music will be like, doo-doo-doo, and it's like if someone's going slow, it'll be like, doo-doo-doo. It's like it's so literal, bare bones bullshit. And so here's the thing: is Jeff Fowler has been very receptive towards fan feedback. It's why he went back on the fucking Sonic movie design in the first place and stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that by now the message is loud and clear that whatever is going on, the music needs to change. Because the soundtracks of those movies aren't just unfitting for Sonic, they're fucking terrible. They're just bad. And I think the thing is, going into Sonic 3, a lot of us are hearing, Live and Learn is in the movie, so we're hoping the music will follow suit. It might not. Because I kind of want to see an understanding of what makes Sonic music tick. And this choice in song here kind of tells me, we're not there yet,
We're gonna get Live and Learn as a ringtone.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly.
Oh God.
Well, it's like I watched the movie commentary for the first movie, and it's very funny, hearing like Jeff Fowler and Ben Schwartz talk about the Sonic franchise, and they have real stories they want to tell about it. Ben says oh, I was playing Sonic 1 and 2. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, but what you really mean is I don't know, you played Green Hill and then dropped it. And he's like, oh man, no, I love the way that those games feel almost uncontrollable because
yeah. It was
Sonic is almost like this beast of his own that you kind of have to wrangle in with the momentum physics. And he was like, oh, and then he goes, I always have to use save states for the final boss because it
he's a
takes me
gamer.
out.
He's a
I'm
gamer.
Okay, they understand. It's like
and
he's a gamer. He gets it. Fuck that final boss.
Okay.
Also, Ultra
I think
Beast
that's what I appreciate the most is when they actually have an attachment to the franchise as opposed to stomping Koopas or whatever.
Koopas. Ultra Beast is asking a good question.
I don't doubt that Chris Pratt has seen a Mario game at some point, but I don't believe that he's played them.
Ultra Beast is asking.
You know what? I think he's probably played Mario Brothers the arcade game, and probably tried jumping on a Koopa. Yeah, maybe once.
So, Ultra Beast is asking quite a good question here because it is something that not a lot of people seem to know the answer to. But there is a narrative that goes around basically that Jeff Fowler is 100% on the side of the fan every single time. A lot of people oh yeah, Knuckles Episode 1 was only good because Jeff Fowler directed it. Listen, Jeff Fowler is a good director and he's someone we're lucky to have working on these movies. And he does have a degree of passion for Sonic. That doesn't necessarily mean that every decision he makes is going to be right for Sonic. You can have as much of a relationship with this character as possible. Not every decision you make is going to be a right one. And a great example of this is indeed that it was Jeff Fowler's idea to have Sonic look like a blue monkey in the first movie. It wasn't Paramount's
the original design was his idea.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think it was Tim Miller said, and I think it was in a book that he wrote or something, that Jeff Fowler had basically, because he's a character animator and stuff, he gets a lot of joy out of experimenting with the way these characters look and adapt to different environments, and it's one of those things where when you're in that headspace, you are just going to perceive decisions like this a bit differently to how an outsider will, I mean, I'm saying it more words than he did, but, that's kind of what he was getting at, is yeah, bless him, he had an idea that he thought worked, and it didn't, basically.
Well, yeah, because, to give him credit where it's due, the thing that you can tell someone put thought into it, because if they were just going to go let's make Sonic but he's just a little creature that looks realistic, then they didn't have to make the original design's hands white. That was a choice they made because they knew, he would have gloves, but we want to respect the idea of there being gloves, so we make his hands white.
Exactly.
That had to come, there was thought put into it, you know?
Even though it's not a good design, you can't
Just wasn't very good thoughts.
Can't deny that, yes, some thought went into this, some love went into this. It just doesn't work. But it's one of those things.
I really love the idea of it though, because they've said when it first came out, they were we wanted to make him realistic to fit into this world, and I'm always going to go back to this because he's an alien canonically in the movie, and therefore does not need to fit into our world.
Also, I just
He's
want to
from
remind
a
everyone.
fucking place that's completely different.
I also
it's just funny to me that they have that. They don't
I want to
I don't
remind
know.
everyone real quick of a movie called Space Jam. It doesn't fucking matter. But something I do kind of want to also just touch on, though, is that, sometimes talented people who can actually pull things off do make terrible decisions and stuff like that. And there's often a case of, like, we need to get rid of this guy. Like, a lot of people, if they knew that he made the ugly Sonic, or that it was his idea to do the ugly Sonic, and we didn't go back on that, a lot of people would be like, yeah, Jeff Fowler should never work again and stuff like that. No, he can walk things back. He can make things right. He can raise the hybrid puppies after screwing the pooch. But, like, it's just, it's you know...
God damn.
And I think these soundtracks are just another one of those decisions that isn't good. And it's just like... Yeah, it's one of those things where I hope Jeff Fowler has heard people about the music. Because it's like, even if they're using the same melodies, which I hope they're not, but even if they are using the same overall themes and stuff, at least have some electronic in there, or some rock in there, or something. It can't just be strictly orchestral. This is Sonic the fucking Hedgehog we're talking about here. Like,
don't worry. We'll get the warrior when Wade shows up on screen.
yeah, the needle drops are another thing entirely. But like,
so not to, yeah, go ahead, Chapap.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, just those scores, like, they are a cry for help. And it's a shame because, again, as I've mentioned, Tom Holkenberg is one of my favorite composers. His work on Snyder's movies would absolutely fit in the Sonic stuff.
So that's why you like him.
Yeah, I like him because of his soundtrack on Zack Snyder's Justice League, which you could easily picture on a Sonic movie because it uses a lot of electronic, it uses a lot of rock guitars, it's very melodic. Like, the track At the Speed of Force that plays during that famous Flash scene would be perfect for Supersonic. But it's like none of that energy is there. And what's so baffling to me is that he started off as a DJ. He specializes in electronic music. So why the fuck did they get him in to tell him to just do orchestral when that's not what he does?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like hiring a librarian to do the job of a DJ. So I guess it's just not what they do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just insane to me. But, like, yeah, these movies have a music problem, and I'm not convinced by what I've heard of the Jelly Roll track. I think it's okay. It's an okay song. If I heard it on the radio, I wouldn't want to switch it off, but it's like, Sonic music is the cream of the crop. It is like the ultra standard. It is the best music you'll ever fucking hear. And this ain't the best music I'll ever fucking hear. It's fine, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's-
and you know, at the end of the day, no matter how much we will, you know, he can hear the complaints or whatever. Some he might take to heart, and some he might just go, "Nah, I just disagree. I like this better." You know,
Yeah.
and that just might be all there is to it. And
I
I
think-
don't mean that in like we have
Oh, you still there?
to accept. Is
Hello?
he looked at it? No, I still like this music.
Oh.
Let's stick to it.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen as well. Yeah, sometimes you are just going to stick to your guns on something. But I think it's just that much more absurd in a post-Mario movie world.
It
you
is
know?
absurd. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But that's the thing I've been saying since the Mario movie came out, is like, these Sonic movies ought to course correct at least a little. You know, make it so that you
Oh,
can...
the Mario movie has such a good soundtrack.
It does, and the funny thing is, that soundtrack is by Brian Tyler. Now, with respect to Brian Tyler, he's a jobber. He is a jobber. You listen to most of the music that he does for movies, and it's jobber stuff. It's stuff that just fits the scene. Like, fucking Junkie XL's soundtracks on the Sonic movies are more Brian Tyler coded than Brian Tyler's Mario soundtrack. It's helped by the fact that Brian Tyler actually used game music in that movie. Good decision, Brian. But I still remember hearing a soundtrack for a fucking Power Rangers movie that was mostly orchestral, and that just ain't right, man. Get those guitars out. The other thing I was going to say, though, is I'm still, even if they're getting more game music in there, I don't want it to be orchestral. We need to get this idea out of our collective heads that movie music has to be orchestral. No, it fucking doesn't, and usually it's better when it isn't. You ever listen to the Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack? It's beautiful. That's what a Sonic movie soundtrack should be like. I'm very enthusiastic about this subject.
I can tell.
I understand.
Sonic music is just, like, I think the music of Sonic is, in a lot of ways, almost as important as the design of Sonic. And it's just
Sonic
one of
music
those
is
things...
Crack. It's that addicting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you've got this element where these movies can still survive. I still think Sonic 2 is a really good movie. I still think Sonic 1 is a really fine, okay movie. And, the music doesn't ruin it, but it stands out as this is a problem, you know? Like, it takes me out of it, hearing, like, just, god damn it, you know? It's so bad.
Well, again, it stands as a perfect example of that these movies, at the end of the day, are still never actually made for Sonic fans, if that makes sense.
That's the thing is, they can keep doing the whole, we're making this for you fans, but they're not gonna say it's not for fucking fans in an interview, you know? Like, they're never gonna say that.
And I'm sure they do have a lot of love for fans, as of course you would if, fans are being really positive and receptive. But let's get something really clear here. They did not change the movie design because Sonic fans were upset.
Absolutely
They changed the movie design because normies were upset. All right? So let's get that clear.
Yeah, they completely underestimated. That was the thing, is they completely underestimated the general audience's value of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I think a lot of Sonic fans do that too, when they're like, oh, Amy's not marketable enough, or Vector's not marketable enough. Like, look, you're not a fucking film producer, so find a vacuum cleaner and get your soul back for a second. Because, like, where's your childlike sense of wonder? Mario Wonder! You know?
Ah, well.
That brings me on to another thing.
I'm still trying to get to that vacuum comment. It's like, is that like a Luigi's Mansion thing?
It was more just, I tend to think a soul is the kind of thing that can only be obtained by a vacuum cleaner, because you can't just grab it with the barbecue tongs. Anyways, what is that?
You like your soul medium rare or well done?
I'm cooking your soul, brother.
Well, I mean, if they ask for well done,
that's the sentence. Pup is like, oh, what did I just say? Outside of all the other stuff he says offhand.
Well, I mean, if they say well done, we politely ask them to leave.
Absolutely. That's the King of the Hill reference, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is just like King of the Hill. Okay, so we've got new character posters out for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and there's something I want to talk about real quick. All right,
How quick?
Okay, we got a lot of character posters. Got a lot of characters here. You got your Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik, the other Robotnik as well. You got your Shadow. That's all great. Tom Wachowski, it was inevitable he'd get a poster. That's all fine and dandy. You know, he's obviously going to be a fairly major part of these movies. He's very welcome. Same goes for Maddie Wachowski. You know, happy to see her again. If Randall and Rachel have a subplot again, we're going to have a fucking problem. Because this movie's shorter than the last one was. I'm just saying. Like, there's only so much real estate they can eat up this time. This was the fucking thing, is I thought Sonic Movie 2 is excellent. It's 10 minutes too long, and I can point out easily which 10 minutes should have been scrapped. Sonic 3 is 10 minutes shorter than Sonic 2, approximately, give or take. I would hope those 10 minutes aren't going to be occupied by a fucking wedding subplot again, where no Sonic characters appear.
So no, they're going to have 20 minutes.
Here's what I'll say in a positive direction towards that, is that when they were marketing Sonic Movie 2, they were consistently saying, and Tom and Maddie go to a wedding. Wow, the wedding. And then like some of the footage they would show to promote it was just Tom and Maddie talking at the wedding. So like they made it very clear that this was the subplot of the movie. I've not seen any of that for this movie.
Which means they could be lying, because they didn't tell us that fucking Wade's dad would be a part of the Knuckles TV series either.
Yeah, mate, they've gotten too smart.
I mean, another thing is, what we've seen of them on their posters is that they've got gun uniforms on. Now, I'm not inherently against them being in this movie, right? I don't care for their characters, but I'm not inherently against these human characters being part of the backdrop, part of the set dressing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when they're getting their own posters, it does make me a little worried that maybe they're getting another subplot. And I'm just saying right now, straight up, motherfucker, is that if you're one of the crowd that say there's no time to introduce Amy, but then they end up getting another subplot, I want to point out to you where the issue here is, because it's kind of obvious now.
There is time for Kristen Ritter, our new favorite gun soldier. What was she going to do?
I think what's just going to happen is you're going to see Gunn walking around, and Christian Ritter's just going to be part of Gunn, basically. I don't know if she's going to be like a main character or anything. And we are seeing that Rachel and Randall, they're in gun uniforms. We've seen that Tom wears a gun uniform in the trailer as well. So it's like, I'm guessing the Motley Crew are going to be joining Gunn as a means of helping Sonic or something. I don't know. I wonder what it would take to get someone to enlist into a fucking government military organization.
It might
Well,
just
you
be the
watch
fact
the
that
Knuckles
they
show,
know.
and it's apparently nothing.
Yeah, because apparently, well, yeah. I mean, God. Sorry. That fucking FBI bullshit.
FBI?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
this
go
is-
dislocate
this
your
is the
thumb
cartoon
elsewhere.
world. They'll just do it.
It's a work call, Mom! God,
Just go dislocate your thumb elsewhere.
God damn. If Wonder Whipple's in this movie, I'm gonna cry.
If Wanda Whipple's in the movie, I'm walking out.
I could never walk out of a movie, man. If I paid for it, I can't walk out.
That's
see it
that's
through.
where I draw the fucking line. I cannot, not with anyone from that movie, aside from Wade and Knuckles, because obviously they were in the movies, not just the TV show.
See, that was a thing as well, is like when I watched those couple movies back again, a weird observation I had was like, I really don't mind Wade. And I do recall when it was like announced that this was going to be like a Wade and Knuckles trip kind of thing. I wasn't against it. Like, I was like, okay, so that sounds like it could still be fun and stuff. I don't hate Wade. And yeah, watching those two movies again, I was like, yeah, Wade is kind of the guy of few words that makes the occasional out-of-pocket doofus statement, and it's fine, like, whatever. It goes to show that when you make that...
movie.
When you make that the main character and have him screaming all the time, it becomes a different matter.
And make dumb faces.
Yeah, pulling loads of faces.
Where it just looks like he's kind of, well, that might be too inappropriate to say on the show.
The thing is, they flanderized a character that you'd think is unflanderizable because he's so simple.
That's a fucking achievement.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole the whole tone of that show, like, is much goofier. Clearly, like, it's clearly more stylized in that direction.
Everyone is some form of wacky.
Yeah, whereas like in the movies, there is still that kind of wacky world it takes place in, but it's not nearly to that level.
Yeah, you have some characters where it's like, no, they can't just be wacky all the time. They got to be they actually got to be serious about it. So that is something I did appreciate with the movies. It gave me a greater appreciation for the movies. That's what the fucking Knuckles show did.
See, that was the thing for me, is it made me more trepidatious about the movies and where their priorities are. But
well, especially since wasn't there like an interview with like people who worked on the Knuckles show, and they were like, yeah, we just thought it like fans would like it, like, you know, like we were just making something we thought would be like, you know, a slow burn, you know, we didn't see the problem.
One of those occasions where I'd rather they didn't lie.
Look, we just had a budget. Okay, understandable. Make it 4 episodes or 3.
Yeah, I suppose it's one of those things though where if Paramount asks for 6 episodes, I guess you got to find a way to fill that space.
Well, hey, maybe fill it better.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
There's a million and one things that I can say that are bad about the show, but I do like to try and kind of see where their heads were at. And I know it's a thing as well, is like when you're making a movie, well, okay, when you're watching a movie, you're attached to the characters. But when you're making a movie, you're attached to the friends you made along the way. And that's basically what Knuckles was at the end of the day. Was like, oh, we love Adam Pally. He's such a Pally guy. We're gonna make a show for our pal, you know?
And then I hate it. Made me hate the character of Wade even more. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, his dad kind of left the family, you know, kind of just said peace, went to Reno because he was too broke for Vegas. And Wade's like, I'm going to go talk to my dad. I want him in my life or whatever the fuck. And then it's like, well, he's evil. Kind of.
The thing I also mentioned, because I did a video ranking the human characters in the Sonic movies. Pistol Pete is actually the perfect villain for Knuckles, in that he's completely dishonorable, has no sense of loyalty or honor or anything like that. He's in it for himself, and what he's in it for is just stuff like fame and glitz and glamour and stuff. Knuckles never interacts with him or comments on him in any fucking way. And I was like,
oh yeah, and that was an excellent thing you had made a connection to, of like, why wouldn't you tackle those parallels to Knuckles and have that be the story? And that's where like the show just has no excuse, because they literally did not try to tell a story with Knuckles. Actively, they did not try to tell a story with Knuckles.
That's the thing, is like what's going on has nothing to do.
Expensive.
And that's the thing though, is like episode 4 proves you
don't make an animated movie.
Episode
Yeah.
4, though, that does prove you can make an episode that is about the character without the character featuring it. Because,
oh, go for it.
No, I was going to say, whether you like the rock opera or not, that episode was still about Knuckles, and it was still giving us kind of information about him and his backstory and stuff. Like, whether you like, the way they did it or not is, like, neither here nor there. I will say...
on the Facebook Marketplace.
Well, it's not actually about Knuckles because it doesn't actually tie into anything Knuckles will then give to Wade. It is literally just looking at the idea of Knuckles and saying, look, we remember stuff about that, and we're gonna, make a goofy thing about it. But that doesn't do anything for Knuckles as a character. Nothing. Doesn't.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, you could maybe have, like, a story where characters that aren't Knuckles get the majority of the screen time, but maybe there's like a road trip to restore the Master Emerald or something, and then you'd at least have a show that is about something that is Knuckles adjacent, has something to do with Knuckles. I think that's the thing, is even though I don't want it, you can have shows where your main character doesn't get a lot of screen time, but the show is still thematically about them. And that's the thing that the Knuckles series completely fails at. That's what takes me from going, I'm disappointed in this as a Sonic fan, to saying I think this is bad, like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it just actively did not want to work with the material it had, like, just point blank. So, but yeah, which, I don't think we're going to talk about the Knuckles 30th anniversary special for IDW, but, kind of similar feelings to that, not as extreme, but
oh, really?
That story sure did feel like Sega said, hey, Ian Flynn, you want to write your favorite character, Knuckles? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. Can I tell a story about Angel Island? And they said, what the heck are you talking about? Angel Island?
No.
We don't want to do anything with that.
So I haven't read that, but I was kind of holding out hope for it because I was like, this is Knuckles' 30th year on this planet. This is his 30th birthday, and it's been the year of Shadow. But if there's something Knuckles did get, it's a TV series, and I've never felt like this character has been more disrespected, which is saying something, considering how Sega have dealt with his character. So it's like, my God, I need this comic to be good, man.
No, the comic is literally just a trip comic. That's it. Now Knuckles has
Sega.
Now, here's the thing. Knuckles has a minor story about, like, I'm going to teach her to be a guardian. And then he's like, I suck as a guardian. But then she goes, no, there's ways in which you're cool, Knuckles. And he goes, you know what? You're right. Thank you. And it's like, wow, that sure is like the bare minimum.
That does sound to be fair, that sounds like what the Knuckles series should have been.
Yeah, so we got the bare minimum. So we got a show that did less than the bare minimum and actively didn't want to do it. We got a comic that did the bare minimum. Now, I want to tell you something, guys. There was another Knuckles thing that came out this year by Ken Penders, where he released a story about Knuckles dealing with the idea of being a guardian and how that affects him as a personal level of being a parent, and what does being a parent have to do with being a guardian. And he released that. So the person who gave Knuckles more respect is Ken fucking Penders, which I cannot allow.
This poor fucking a kid,
Knuckles. It's a good point, I guess.
Knuckles is my favorite character in the series, and throughout this year, I get to witness him being done so dirty. It fucking sucks.
It's a shame too, because I love Knuckles. Like, I didn't for a while consider him a favorite character because I was kind of growing up at a period where he wasn't being that respected and stuff, but I love that little guy. I see that guy just minding his own business, in just like Sonic 3 or any other Sonic thing where he's a bit more placid, like Adventure 2 era Knuckles, where he's just a chill dude. And I'm just like, I vibe with that guy. He's a sweetheart, he's
just freaking chilling.
Yeah,
I booted up Sonic Adventure, saw him, and was like, damn, this guy is so fucking cool.
He's great. Like, he's a man of few words, and he's someone that has an amazing place in the Sonic franchise. Because everyone is so larger than life, and it's nice to just have a dude that just kind of keeps himself to himself, but isn't an emo about it,
And then, like,
well, I'll say if you read the 30th anniversary special, you're not gonna hate it. But Game Apologist is making a video about it. He said it better than I ever could. So watch out for that video when it comes out, because it has its merits. It's not bad, but it sure isn't a Knuckles story.
I'll read the comic. I'll find a way to read it. It just sucks that, not even just the last 4 or 5 years, like probably even longer than that, just watching him go from being like a playable character to just being in the background and being a cheerleader to being an idiot leader with
Operation Big Way.
Operation Jump. Jesus.
Well, and sadly, I mean, or in a good way, I guess, but it didn't lead to anything. The movie 2 did do him this. I feel like I thought he was the best part of that movie. So
That was the thing as well. Is like 2024 was
I agree,
was a seismic year for Knuckles in that this character Sega did not know what the fuck to do with. They finally got Knuckles in the spotlight. He was the big draw of the movie, and he was being celebrated in a way that this character genuinely deserves to be celebrated. Not only that, we had the Sonic Frontiers prologue with Knuckles as the main character.
Yep,
And that was really cool.
It's one of the best
Yeah,
animations they've ever done. You know, like, Knuckles was getting some respect. 2022 was effectively the year of Knuckles, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a real shame to see that they did not carry that, you know, that... I'm trying not to say the word because I know you guys will make an annoying joke about it, but they didn't carry that velocity, you know? Like...
Momentum.
Okay, fine. But, like... it just sucks because I feel like he's gradually becoming more of a joke than he was before, maybe. However, there is one more shot for 2024 for Knuckles. One more shot. And that is that his role in Sonic 3 is clearly a lot bigger than it was in Sonic Adventure 2. Now, he is a main character this time. And we're probably going to get to see him have a little fight with Shadow or something like that. Hopefully he'll get some scenes that give him the spotlight. And in which case, fine, we're back on. We're back, you know, fucking Christmas is back on this year. But if not, it's just going to be a bummer for the big red echidna boy.
I don't really think he will have as many scenes because I think this whole thing is going to be like Sonic and Shadow. It's going to be centered around them, but...
True, but how many shots in the trailer have Sonic on his own? Most of the time, he is with Tails and Knuckles in that trailer.
Go.
Yeah, I think he might. I think unfortunately he might fulfill the role Tails did in Sonic Movie 2, where Tails is, you know, in there and he has a few scenes with Sonic, like when they're at the bar or like when they're teaming up. But for the most part, you don't really hear people talk about Tails when they talk about Sonic Movie 2. You know, I think that might happen with Knuckles, where
when they're at the bar.
Except for the whole like watching him sleep thing or watching him thing. That's kind
The
of
weird
creepy.
thing, though, I hear a lot is like people say, "Why would you want Amy in Sonic 3 when Tails wasn't a huge part of Sonic 2?" And I'm just like, would Sonic 2 be a better movie if Tails wasn't in it? I'd say it'd be a worse movie if Tails wasn't in it. Like, Tails being in that movie and Sonic kind of guiding him along, it feeds into Sonic's kind of sense of responsibility. He has to take responsibility for Tails. And it's like, he's got a smaller role than Knuckles, but I find it so weird that people are like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't want Amy because what they did to Tails." It's like, Tails was done well. I really liked Tails in movie 2.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just a lack of imagination. It's just kind of throwing your hands up and going, "Oh, it just can't happen." When it happens for, you know, any good movie. You know, so it's just like, just figure it out and just ask for it. But yeah, no, they could. I mean, they're literally putting in Kristen Ritter as like some side character. All right, but no Amy, God forbid.
I think that is the thing. Is like,
who's that?
These movies probably aren't ever going to be what I want them to be. But the thing is, the potential is there. They could. But that's another thing, is like when they said, "Oh yeah, this movie's going to have a post-credits that teases a new character." I'm kind of at the point where I'm past a new character. Give me something that opens the floodgates. You know? Like, give me something that will say, we no longer have to put in so much fucking legwork just to get Sonic characters in these. Because that's the thing, is everyone, why are they on Earth? You have to justify that, you know? And it's like, you know, they have to have a reason to be there, you know? And I just think it's reason enough that this is a Sonic movie and they are Sonic characters. And I kind of want the movies to be able to take that approach. Maybe Sonic does a Chaos Control, which merges Mobius with Earth or something. Like, something like that.
They would never call it that.
That might be wishing a little too hard.
They have called it Mobius still in the novelization of Sonic 2.
That does not count, though.
It's still official piece of media. Like, I mean,
they probably slipped that in and nobody noticed it. Like, I feel like if people had noticed it, they would have been like, "Hey, get that shit out of there."
It's hard to say because we did have that thing with the lore manager recently, where I think it was Whisper Wolf Harley over on Twitter noticed that one of the Sonic books said that Green Hill was Sonic's home, and Mr. Kritz, the lore manager, kind of just said that was an accident that slipped through the cracks, must have been an earlier draft, but no, Sonic is still homeless.
Let's go.
So,
hey.
so these things
So doesn't that
happen.
mean the book would be less trustworthy? Yeah. Yeah.
These things do
You can't
happen,
afford a
but I
house.
will say, like, with a Paramount release and stuff, maybe they're turning a blind eye to it, but it is still a piece of official media that is referring to Sonic's world as Mobius. And to be honest, given that these movies have wholeheartedly gone in the Two Worlds direction, I think they should just rip the Band-Aid off and call it Mobius. Like, I'm not someone that gives a shit about Mobius. I'm not like Nick. Nick prefers it as Mobius. He likes this mystical world and it being called Mobius. I don't need them to call it Mobius in the games, but I think now that the movies have established these are two worlds, fuck it, give it a name, call it Mobius. You know, you've got an opportunity there.
Yeah, no, it
What's
should have
the
a
harm?
name. They should call it something, yeah.
Especially since we're never going to go to it because then it wouldn't be the Sonic movies and it would be good. So, but here's the thing: I actually like the Sonic movies. I just also like shitting
Same.
on them because they make so many like obvious things of like, guys, just do the fun thing. Stop it. Stop being a generic kids movie. And then when they do, it's great.
It's the weird
But
thing
that's
because,
too
like,
expensive.
It's the weird thing that, like, I feel like the Chow in Sonic 3 are the perfect metaphor for how in two minds I am about these fucking Sonic movies. On one hand, oh, holy fuck, those mascot costumes look awesome. That's fucking cool. I love that.
It's
On the
a
other
fun idea.
hand, we couldn't just have Chow, could we?
Nope.
Come on. You really think you were gonna get that?
Also, I'm just gonna say this. If Green Hill isn't Sonic's home, stop fucking bringing it back. If you call it his home, then you can do stuff with it narratively. But, like, if you're not gonna do anything narratively with it, don't bring it back.
He just likes it over there. It's not his home, he just really likes being there. Like me when I go to GameStop.
Shit. Well, does anyone have,
Just kidding, I don't go to GameStop.
Well, good, because they're a failed business. They never stop the games.
I go to GameStop.
Did-
Actually, no, I go to Target to get games.
One more thing. Did we see the posters with the biblically accurate Dr. Robotnik on them?
Yes.
Yeah, they
I'm
look
looking
great.
I'm looking at all the posters right now.
I am gonna sound
really
like
love-
the most ungrateful little brat in the world.
You are.
I think they fucking ruined it. It's that classic thing of, like, the source material has this great outfit that's iconic, and then the movies feel the need to add fuck tons of lines all over it. And, like, the circuit stuff just looks ugly, man. If this were just a regular red jacket, it would look so much better.
I think lighting is going to do a lot for it, and knowing kind of how they've done Robotnik in the past, I could see them kind of lighting up if he like uses some chaos power or he has like little inventions he's doing, like they could like light up with whatever he's doing. So I think they're going to make
that'll
some
be
use
cool.
out of it. That could be fun.
Sure. It's
but
just, it's just busy, though, isn't it? Like, it looks fine as it is before. Like,
Yeah.
It looked fine. Like, why'd you need to do that? Why do you need to draw a load of lines all over Dr. Robotnik? I'm gonna be honest,
Well, and I
I
agree with
loved
you.
his Sonic 2 outfit. I fucking loved
I
it.
was just going to say that's my favorite one. I think that one looks great. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, seeing
Yeah,
it,
I would have thought them just keeping that one.
seeing it with the sheen of the screen is going to make a bit of a difference. So, you know, we'll see how it's intended to look. But, like, I see that picture of the two Robotniks side by side, and, like, there's the arc behind them, and I'm just like, God, that outfit would look so much better if it wasn't so fucking busy. Like,
Yeah, I getcha.
like even the circles.
Just
even
like that, we never see a game accurate costume ever again because of this one moment.
this one moment in time is the
Yep. And Pup is to
It's your
blame.
moment of speaking ill about
Is anyone
things you
else-
don't understand.
Is anyone else finding that Dylan is turning into some kind of thing?
Paramount found him.
They got him.
Some kind of thing.
He's
They
first.
got him.
He's been pruned out of the Sonic universe along with Amy. They will go listen
what do
to
you mean they
Sabrina
got him?
Carpenter for
They
together.
got him.
As it should be.
Let's see that.
Wait,
Just
can you not
taking-
hear me?
I'm just taking out.
Oh, no,
yeah,
you're good
yeah, we can hear you now.
Your audio was like glitchy for a little bit. You're good now.
He was just phasing into
Oh,
Sonic
nice.
space.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Ian's on it.
I will say, with the posters, I really like that there's a dichotomy here of some of them look super awesome and just like, oh yeah, it's like these really cool poses or kind of these striking images, and then the others literally look like fan posters and they look like god awful.
Yeah, there's one of the floating heads ones where it's just a variation of the other one, but they've used like a Sonic 1 render, and the stock photo they've used of a city in the background is way too vibrant, and it just looks like graphic design is my passion. Like it's bad. Like
Well, like the one that I think of is when it's Sonic running at the bottom with Shadow on his motorcycle, and his arms look like horrible. He looks like his body's like been inflated. His arms have been like chopped in half and stuck to the side of him. He looks hideous.
if you guys have no idea what he's talking about, go on Google and search Sonic inflation. It'll take you to that poster.
That exact one. Yeah.
I need to find the one that I'm told. It's
oh my
so
god,
bad.
his arms look terrible.
But then meanwhile, you have
why is he?
We have a nice new one of Maria and Shadow though.
I was gonna say. So then there are the good ones, which is Sonic and it's Sonic and Shadow making the 3 looks really good. The one where they're kind of smarming at each other and being all upset and angry, that one looks really good because of the expressions and the just kind of them being the
smarming.
Yeah, I couldn't find the words, so I just said it. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I like that. That's a good use of that.
And then I really like the Maria Shadow one. That one looks great. Like that one looks evocative and cool. You know.
In the Knuckles one, I noticed it's very faint, but you can actually see the face on the space colony art. Anyone else notice that?
Oh. Sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, sorry. On the Knuckles one, you can actually make out the face on the space colony art.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it looks like Eggman.
Can you put it in the back rooms?
Yeah. I'll get a.
Thank you.
But yeah, so that first one is the graphic design is my passion one. But look at this Knuckles one here, and look closely to the left of the arc.
Yeah, that first one's way too busy.
Also, the space arc is fucking tiny in this movie.
It's not even as big of as a bridge.
Yeah, the game one was like 30 kilometers wide. This one's like 0.2 something kilometers wide.
Well, regardless, it doesn't really matter too much because then they can. I mean, it makes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Frank.
I was like, Pup, you're gonna have to convert that one for me.
Oh, what? Why? What do you mean?
You're saying kilometers.
Oh, I don't.
How much is a kilometer? What does that even mean?
Just a very wide thing, you know, like.
Why did you kilometers?
That
all right, okay. Look, I usually use miles, but Google told me it was kilos, so in this case, but
I prefer using tails.
So, okay. If you wanted to walk the entire distance of the space colony arc from the games, it would take you about 5 hours. If you wanted to walk the entire length of the space colony arc in the movies, it would take you 12 minutes.
Here's the thing. These are the types of changes I don't mind for the movies because of the limited runtime. I understand that they want to like make things like simplified. So like the idea of like, okay, it's this one little ship, but it's going to have a lot of power. Obviously, it's going to cause like a big destruction, and then that means that if we have to have Tom somewhere or Sonic somewhere or these other characters somewhere, they can all reasonably get within range of each other in a quick amount of time, right? And then with the space colony arc, one of the things that made it so cool was that it was a colony. It was like this place where people lived. It has all these things, but I'm sure they want to shrink that down to like, it was probably Gerald, Maria, and then maybe a few other people. And this was like his passion project, you know? So
I mean,
like,
yeah, like at the end of the day, the only reason the arc needed to be
Graphic design was his passion.
The only reason why the arc needed to be the size it was in the game was so you could house lots of levels for fast hedgehogs to run. Whereas here, it's not a gameplay element, so it doesn't really need to be big. You know?
Yeah, as long as it looks scary whenever like it shows like a face or something, then we're good, you know?
Yeah, like as long as it looks intimidating. Interesting putting the face on the side of it and not the bottom, but there is another picture where you can see a bit of a protrusion coming out of the bottom of it, so maybe that's the nose? Maybe it's
I think it's still gonna have the laser. Yeah, I think it's still gonna have like the nose and stuff.
Imagine there's no Eclipse cannon, because I wouldn't put it past the movies, man. People are like, oh, it's obviously going to have the Eclipse cannon stuff. Like, okay, wise guy. Where's Angel Island in Sonic 2 then? Where's the Death Egg? Where were they? They were kind of important before. They remix these things. They change these things. There is no guarantee there will be an Eclipse cannon or a Bio-Lizard or any of that stuff. I'd love it, but there's just no
Amy Rose.
guarantee. No Amy. No way.
Oh yeah, you guys were. By the way, if I could real quick, you guys were talking probably for a few weeks of like who's going to be the character that they're going to reveal next. My money is still on Silver, and the reason I think that is not just due to another. Yeah, my thinking is not only is he another like crazy cool hedgehog. And you guys talked about kind of the Metal Sonic thing and why like they probably should have done Metal first and stuff. So they have to escalate. But I think just like take away all that stuff and think of it from a storytelling perspective. If you have Silver come in, the story they would likely tell is Silver comes back from the future and he goes, Sonic, you're the one who destroyed the world. And then the story is about how like Sonic is maybe getting a bit of an ego or he's not working with his team anymore. And then the story comes to be about like, oh, he lets Robotnik win because of his ego or, you know, because of thinking he's so great or whatever. And then that's how Sonic ruined the world. And now we can tell a story about, you know, because these stories are all about Sonic wants to be a hero. So then the story of why the world is destroyed wouldn't be the Iblis trigger or anything. It would just be Sonic making a mistake and he has to go through a character arc to solve it.
Or
Done.
it turns
there you go.
out,
You have a four.
Or it turns out that it was all a misunderstanding and it was actually Metal Sonic.
Yes, which would be cool too.
Metal Sonic
really
destroyed
like
the
that
world.
Yeah.
Silver needs glasses, and he reckons it was actual Sonic. And then you
Well,
have this.
it could be like a very realistic looking Metal Sonic, like a Mecha Godzilla almost. You
And then
know?
you could have
Wait,
this
what if we-
portal open up where every single character from the canon Sonic franchise pops out, except for Amy, Blaze, Tikal, Rouge. Just accept them.
Cream.
You Cream. You see their tombstones. They're dead.
Oh no,
Actually,
they died
you're-
in the future war.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait,
Actually-
they just do the Android Saga from Dragon Ball Z. That's exactly
Dragon
what it
Ball.
is. That's all it is.
Jeff
Here,
Fowler
actually,
tweets
to your
out,
point
Amy
about-
Rose is fucking dead.
It's dead. To your point about Metal Sonic, actually, that's a really smart idea because what if the idea is instead of there being a Metal Sonic, Robotnik actually turns Sonic into Metal Sonic, and that's what he uses to take over
That
the
works.
world.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I like
and then
that
there
as
you go.
well.
So now it's like you can still hide it from the audience, and then Sonic can still fight Metal Sonic because you can use time shenanigans. So
I
Which
think
would be
these
pretty cool.
movies, if they're gonna do Metal Sonic, they need to make him crazy powerful. Not like he is in the games where Stardust Speedway starts playing and he immediately gets his ass kicked. I mean,
he
like,
dies.
give him like fucking transforming arms that can turn into fucking blast cannons and shit. Like, just make him
Give him the cape.
just make him impossible for
Yeah.
anyone to fight. Like,
It's funny because that's how I think about certain things. Like when I played, I streamed Sonic Generations a while back. Like I think it was like sometime last year, because I was feeling like playing it, and I got to the Shadow section and just out of my mouth without even like thinking about it, I just went, "Do you think Shadow ever gets tired of getting his ass kicked?" And then I realized I'm like, these characters that have just been around forever must just be so pissed, and I totally get it. Because, like,
They have to do
Shadow
Sonic.
should be winning. Like, he should be winning these fights every time, and he doesn't. And I'd be like, what's wrong with me? Is there something wrong with me? Like,
hell
just
yeah.
think about it. Think about what it must do to you. You know, like, I lose to that dickhead every time.
He steals my shit.
That's the thing, is Sonic is not a powerful guy. Like, compared to, like, some of the other people that are in his world. Like, fucking Tails could
Like, when he showed up in Shadow Generations in that cutscene, I was like, you're an asshole. Like, you got like
with or
3
without
seconds to
Doom
even ask
powers?
if he's okay, or, like, anything.
With or without Doom powers, Shadow should have fucking had that, man. Like,
Shadow should have been.
You know
able
what's
to
funny? Because he
eviscerate him.
wins in every other encounter they have in any form of media. But this just so happens to be the one time where it made sense that he was not supposed to win, because we know how Sonic Generations goes.
it's gotta be a stalemate,
Which is-
nobody
I-
loses. Just like Vin
I would've-
Diesel in The
Really
Rock.
funny.
I would have been fine with them rewriting the story. You know, just murder Sonic.
The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
He said it'll be a date to die for, so if he get killed, then, you know, it's how it is. How it be.
Wait a minute. Yeah, you know what? He is a liar because neither of them died.
Oh, and it wasn't a date either.
Lying bitch.
I mean, hey, you know what? It was a stroll across the space colony arc.
Nothing traumatic
It's a
about that
romantic
for
stroll.
either of them.
Nope, not at all. It was just a lovely run through space.
Shall we move over to the Super?
Sure thing.
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah.
You got access to the Super Chat mailbag?
Hey, yup.
Okay. Dylan, you're on the first, so, Border.
Okay, KB, $1.99. Does Pup eat the watermelon like Squidward did?
But where it just goes down the fucking gullet.
He
Oh,
swallows
God.
a watermelon fresh from the manure patches.
Fucking classic SpongeBob is so fucking funny, dude. It's me, Mr. Krabs. Krabs. Keeping with a SpongeBob theme, I see. $4.99. Glee isn't here because he's tilting those tower in Fortnite and hit those gritty and dabbing with the energy of Wario Time Friday, y'all.
That's so true.
Hell the fuck.
Sure.
How do I even comment on that? Thank you.
My brain just
Whatever
broke
you say,
hearing
man.
all of that.
Burger. You're up, Frank.
Let's see. So, what y'all's ask Shadow questions this
I
year?
know that guy.
Block him.
Yeah.
Fucking
like I said,
kick him out.
where,
Kick him
where does
out.
he
Don't
store
let
the-
him have his jacket.
where does he store the rings? I
When will they
legitimately
admit
asked
that
that
they
as a
are
question.
friends? And will they admit that they are my friends? All right then. Burger. Ian, you're up.
Seaman for $7.99 Australian dollary dues. Not sticking around, unfortunately. So take my money. It's the poo cut.
The poo cut
Release
will
the
come,
poo
I
cut.
promise. I just need time. I need more time.
How much time
There's
do you
not enough
need?
time in the day for me to make the poo
Isn't
cut,
it just
man.
adding like one scene to one thing?
No,
Like,
no, it's not. So it's the documentary of when the old Sunset City gang went to Portland. And it's not
Yeah.
out. It exists. It's being edited. It's not finished. But there was a big debate among the previous Sunset City lot. Okay, I wanted to open it with the establishing shot of Portland being the human feces we
No, I
found outside
remember.
the hotel.
I remember what happened.
Yeah, and they were like, no, don't show human feces in it. I'm like, look, there is no better way to introduce Portland than with human feces on the sidewalk. Like, and I just, it's about artistry, man. So there was kind of like we can release a poo cut and a non-poo cut. But I think now that they've all left, I think it's safe to say the poo cut will be the only cut.
Well, you've never released it.
It will be
Ever.
released, damn it.
No, I'm saying I thought you already released it and you
A
were
year
just
later,
releasing
we'll
an
be asking
updated
for
version. I
proof.
thought it was already
no,
done.
the Portland documentary isn't out.
Okay, all right. See, that's where I was confused.
It's sitting on a thumb drive, and the problem is all of the pup animations in it are of an older version, and I'd have to redo those, and then all the other
That's
stuff.
a relic of the past.
Well, fuck you, I hate the past. I don't know.
Fair enough.
People were very homophobic in those times, and I don't trust homophobes. Anyways.
All right. Usually a good way to play it.
Borg. That's for you, Dylan. Next Borg.
Let's see. Borger.
Burger of me, I want you to have it.
Seaman for $7 and Twilord for €5.
Oh, Lord.
I wonder if Rouge ever gets jealous of her teammate over any of the boys and girls who throw themselves at Shadow. You know what? As I kept reading that, I didn't know where it was going, and it could have been a lot worse. So,
You were scared.
thank you for that. I did start getting scared. You could probably hear me slow down towards the middle of the sentence to see if I'm actually going to say it.
Read ahead.
Jesus, give me just...
I doubt it. I feel like Rouge.
She's busy
No, I
sneaking
feel like
robots.
Rouge only cares about like shiny gems and stuff. That's probably the only thing she gives a
and
shit about.
me and my shiny
And her
gems.
friends.
and seducing
favorite shiny
eggplants.
And her husband, Pup. Yay for me, Pup. Rouge didn't get jealous. Like, that's just not her.
All right.
Come here.
Dylan has dogs today. But okay. Borger. It's me, right? Borger. KB. Good morning, KB. Sends $9.99. I like the new song on its own. I do like a good country song a little bit, but having the song be in this film is an odd choice. Completely bloody fair. Completely bloody fair.
Oh,
Again,
Borger.
I'm just hoping it's in the credits, but I have a feeling it's also gonna be somewhere in the movie.
Probably like
If
stars
in the sky is gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it sounds like a credit
but at
song.
least that was
to me.
awesome.
Like,
Like that was just a great way to
It's
just
gonna be-
cut to Montana.
it's gonna be really awkward when they play this song at the end of the movie after Shadow has been like tragically killed in the final explosion,
I think
and they
the
cut
thing-
to a little silly country song about going fast.
I think the thing that will probably happen is if Live and Learn really is in the movie, god damn it, to follow Live and Learn is gonna be difficult.
It's probably gonna be Sonic
Not if you ruin
reflecting
it.
on what happened.
Yeah.
It's true. They could remix it into something awful.
I mean, given that it's a song about kind of being free and stuff as well, to be fair, this could mark Sonic going on to new pastures, greener hills, if you like. I don't know.
Yeah, that or he's gonna talk to. He'll be like having a conversation with Tom at the end of it, and then they're just driving off, and that's the end of the movie.
And they're just like, "You're gonna be here on Earth forever."
With your new brother
Forever.
Shadow.
And then Maddie's like,
and
"Sonic, you're
ever,
grounded," and he's like, "I
ever.
accept that. I don't need to go running around. I like it in my room."
I also like Hatsune Miku.
I love Hatsune Miku.
Bowling's nice, actually. Okay, so Borger. Gotta be Grank. You've got the Gritzy Super Chat Borger.
So which one was worse?
are you-
Sonic
what are
talking
you
about
saying
Hatsune
there?
Miku, or the guy from Domino's talking about Hatsune Miku?
I don't know about the latter.
Oh,
The
okay.
Domino's guy talking about Miku was very funny.
One thing I do know
Dominopolis
is I
Zone.
must urinate.
I like that he goes, "Hi Miku, hello Miku."
Let's see with the $2 US. Go watch Sonic's new fucking movie. I don't think I want to. I'm not really into those kind of movies.
What do you
You
mean?
go ahead.
Movie? What is
His
it?
his new fucking movie.
Frank. That's not real.
That's what it says. I'm reading it word for word, verbatim. He just didn't put the U in there because he couldn't spell it.
Oh,
'Cause
because
he's
he's
a
a
coward.
big pussy.
Because
okay.
his pussy hurt.
A Borger for. I think that one's Ian, right? Is it okay if I go take a quick wee wee while you read that?
Yeah.
I must
to a lord
piss. I'll be back.
To a lord for €5. I've said it before and I will say it again. Shadow 3 and Knuckles. There you go.
I think Sam.
Probably how it's gonna be treated.
I think Sam Procrastinates tried that. He put the Sonic 3 cartridge, the movie Sonic 3 cartridge, in the Sonic and Knuckles,
I
it
saw
just
that.
and it just played Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't
Well,
even
there you
do the like the special stage thing. I thought any
Oh, that
cartridge
would've been
that
great.
wasn't
It wasn't
those
even
did the
a new
special
blue
stage thing.
sphere.
That would have been awesome.
That could have been an easy video idea. Hey, the new Sonic 3 stage that just released, and it's like the new Blue
Yeah.
Sphere stage.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
It's Blue Spheres in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, we got
That'd
that
be
DLC
sick.
coming out next month, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Do you guys
Oh,
think
I
it'll
forgot
be
about that.
do you think it'll be 2 acts and a bunch of missions or just 1 act?
Maybe
I
2 acts
I think
and
it'll
like
be 2.
2 missions.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be missions, personally. I think it'll
Okay,
just be
I
the
think,
2
I
acts.
think
Cool
there
if
will
there
be
were.
missions.
I would take missions, yeah. No, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. They've gone above and beyond with a lot of this game, so
You know what?
maybe
actually, I
there
have a
will be
feeling-
missions as well.
I have a feeling it's like 1 act and 2 missions.
Yeah. I would hope I would hope
Maybe.
they would keep their trend going of 1 3D, 1 2D act and then the missions, but
And
guess
then
we'll see.
4 missions.
Especially
for it,
since they were actually
and
fun.
then also a hard mode.
Yes, please. I mean, here's the thing with this level, like preferably I'd want even more DLC, but with this level being added, like I think it's like it will cement that final little bit of like, oh man, if only there was just like one more level. So I'm really happy for it.
Yeah.
So
We do not
Ooh.
have Borger.
we do not have Borger to.
get you if you don't get in here. I'm gonna get you, dude. Come here.
Dylan's threatening us. I know he's talking to dogs, but no, those threats are actually to us.
The dogs.
I'm gonna get you guys. Dogs, get in here. It's raining.
Dog. I'm glad I'm not the only one who, when I'm mad, I just call the dog. Dog.
There's 2 of them.
See, this is what he thinks of us.
in the rain. It's like, why would you want to be out in the rain? Like, doesn't it feel bad?
It depends. I don't know.
I don't want to get all like then
I've played basketball in the rain before, and it's a bad idea. You might, have
You
a
might
blown
slip.
out knee or something, but I don't know. The one time I did, it was okay. It just sucked when it started pouring rain on us, and we just had to stop because it was
doesn't
unsafe.
seem like too bad of an idea.
He's
Don't
trying to
like
get puffed.
Zen-
That's just mean.
Should we keep reading? Why don't we just keep reading?
Sure. Let's get him out of the way if you guys want.
Who read the? Ian,
It
you
was
read
me.
the last one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the Twilord one?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
Burger.
Yeah, Borger. Who's got this one?
I'll say Oz Productions. Thank you for the $2. You guys really want Forces the movie? I don't think anyone said that.
No.
Even a little
Did not
bit.
say that. Rewind the podcast. We said no such thing.
No such thing. But thank you for the money.
Yeah, thank you.
Get in here.
All right. So Frank, I guess you'd be for KB.
Good boy. Good boy.
Hang on, I need to
Good
find
boy.
the Borger emote. KB with the $9.99 US. It is funny how the
Hi.
how the IDW 30th anniversary Knuckles comic explains so much more about Trip and her role as Guardian than Superstars ever did. Really?
And more than Knuckles. And his role as a
I
guardian.
didn't know she was a guardian.
Wow.
She is
Okay.
now.
Wait, because she's the dragon, right? She's the dragon of the island. That's what Eggman was looking
Guardian
for
of the
in the first place, yeah?
No, because he wasn't. He was looking for the black dragon, the purple one.
The final... I didn't finish the game. I didn't play the
Neither
final
did I,
boss
don't
thing, so I
worry.
keep forgetting that thing's there.
Well,
I forgot
there
the
you
game
go.
had a second story.
Oh. I think it'd be funnier if it was just Trip. Like she was just like, yeah, you found me. I've been here the whole time. Idiot.
I'm right here. Curses.
Huzzah! Say,
So-
Excelsior! I'm right here!
So where are we at now?
We've been marking it.
Who's due?
Yeah, you're up. We're at Twilord, I think.
Okay. I had one of those things where it's like, do I poop now or do I gamble? And I opted to not gamble.
There you go.
Let's go gambling!
That's not. I don't want to
Guys,
shit
see,
myself.
Guys, the poo cut is gone. He flushed it down.
That's one cut of poo that's gone down, but trust me, you'll be getting the prime cut. I like to call it Sonic Prime. Anyways, Borger. Twilord is back again with the €5 super chat. The real question is it big enough that they could sell Commander Walters being born out of wedlock there? Out of wedlock is very important. Are we referring to the arc here, yes? Evan?
I would assume.
I think. Therefore I am. I really have
Fantastic.
nothing.
Thank you.
I have nothing.
That was awesome.
I got nothing.
It might not be big enough, unfortunately.
That's what you said. You say that a lot, don't you, Frank? You little dick.
It's uncalled for. You didn't have to say that.
I'm really sorry.
Pup, why'd you gotta make that weird?
I'm sorry.
I said it to you one time because I thought it was funny, okay? I wasn't really observing anything.
I'm really sorry.
What the fuck? What? I feel like that Idris Elba clip. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
You,
I
eating
won't
some
do it
chicken wings over there,
again.
Dylan?
The chicken wings have been consumed.
All right, well, Borger. It is time for Frank to read the next of the super chats.
Joe Madre with the $5. In hindsight, what was all that space for? Why did Gerald need all of those rails and roads for a dozen scientists? Plot hole spotted and fixed?
It's because the scientists like to grind on the rails. That's why
They
like to have a little
all
play.
They're all about grinding.
All work and
Got a
play
bag.
makes these scientists dull boys. But to be fair,
They all got their soap shoes.
Joe Madra is right in that, yes, Sonic 3 is fixing a lot of SA2's plot holes, in that, no, the government aren't mistaking Sonic for Shadow, and the Space Colony arc being underground is a bit more inconspicuous than it being a second moon in the sky. Of course, if you know, we could just accept that there's two moons in this universe, but that would
You think
require
they're gonna call it the
imagination.
Ground Colony arc?
The Thames Colony arc. Because that's the River Thames.
Scientists just be grinding on rails or on each other.
Yeah,
They're
I mean the
isolated.
real, the real answer is that Sonic games used to be like whimsical and cool, and so that was just how the world worked, and you just accepted it. But now we're boring, but hopefully we'll be good. So.
I hope there'll be some cool
Hopefully
stuff
that-
in that arc. Like, I hope some cool stuff will happen.
Ah, boy.
I mean, to be fair, the Death Egg robot in Sonic 2 was much bigger than the Death Egg robot was in Sonic 2.
Indeed.
That
You're
was
right.
really cool.
I just
It was a
wish
very
you could
large
use the-
contraption.
I just wish you could cheese the fight with the spin dash like you could in Sonic 2.
You can't cheese the Sonic 2 fight with the spin dash.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you can.
can.
How?
When its body lowers down, you're able to. When you spin dash, it actually hits the hitbox.
But then you'd surely spin dash into something unless you're spin dashing the other way.
Yeah, you spin dash the other way.
Oh my god, I never thought of that.
I'll show you this after the podcast.
Hell yeah. Okay. And I won't make a joke about it being so small this time.
You know, sometimes you just want to hurt people.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm not the one that's hurt.
Sometimes I feel like you're just antagonist.
I think you're just projecting.
I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Porker. Who's up next? That would be Ian. I
It'd be
think.
Frank, right?
Ian.
Or no, Ian.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's good that he's asking this or reading this one.
KB 199 thoughts on the Knuckles show being nominated. That's very funny.
Fucking hilarious. I think Jeff Keighley is like a comedian with that one.
I love it.
I swear these outsiders, man, like Jeff Keighley, a lot of game journalists are just like, God, I fucking love this franchise when it's lame as fuck.
Oh, hey, Knuckles is. Oh, we got to add the Knuckles show.
Hey, Knuckles, I heard you got nominated for an award. Oh, really? Yeah, but it's for your TV show.
Oh no.
That's funny.
And then just because the soundboard is out. There we go.
No, that's good.
Had
That's
to-
good.
Had to get it done.
Well, I mean, he's not the only
Alright.
Eggman that will talk about that, so.
It is a
Who's
shame, though,
next?
isn't it, though, that, like, Shadow Generations didn't get nominated for anything. Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings didn't get nominated for anything. But we got the
well-
Knuckles show nominated for something. Really
Yeah,
hope
I'm-
Sega gets
I'm
the
not
right
too
message.
I'm not too surprised with the Dark Beginnings not being nominated for anything, but Shadow Generations, like the game, really?
I think it's probably because... I guess it would be difficult to categorize it, because is it a remaster? Is it a pack-in? Is it a DLC, effectively? Like...
It's technically all of the above. It's still technically a brand new release.
It is.
I would say it's a new game.
Like, I would say
Yeah,
it's a
it's
new
not-
game,
it's
too.
not like
Simply,
Elden-
simply
it's
on
Like
the
the
virtue.
Elden Ring DLC.
I mean, simply on the
I'm
virtue
sure it's
as
great,
well-
but I feel like that shouldn't be like game of the year. You
Or
know?
simply on the virtue as well that, like, this is the same length as the original
Hello.
Sonic Generations was,
Hi.
and that was its own release, effectively. Like, Shadow Generations, to me, is a brand new game with a Sonic Generations packed in with it, but maybe to the Nominator Rex people, maybe it's just a fucking pack-in. I don't know, but, like, yeah, it's really unfortunate that Shadow Generations hasn't been nominated for anything, and that Knuckles has been, because we know that Sega have a tendency to learn the wrong fucking lessons, and this has alarm bells ringing.
I can't take the Game Awards seriously this year. If I do watch it, I'm just gonna make fun of it.
I mean, don't we always do that whenever there's a Jeff Keighley thing?
Yeah, he does a very good job of making an ass out of these kind of events. So it'll be entertaining in some way.
Yeah, that whole, yeah, no, it kind of sucks that there were layoffs. Anyway, so we got these new games coming out. We got Space Guns.
He could talk about it this year. Hey, honestly, Jeff Keighley, if you're listening to this, you better be, because it's the best damn Sonic podcast ever. But
That was kinda nice.
best studio firing. Come on. It's there's more than enough. You can have a category.
That is true. You're right.
Shame about those layoffs. Anyway, there's a Space Guns 3. It's a really great game. I'm really excited for it. I'm so pumped. Anyway, here's a Sonic
Space
thing.
Guns 3.
You know-
Space
you know
Guns
how-
33, more like it.
Space
You know
Guns
how they-
33, pew, 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 strikes back.
You know how they go between like bigger awards? They have like the small awards, and they're like, oh, the winner of this is and so company. They just do that with the layoff ones. They don't even give it like a lot of attention.
Sucks they got laid off, but anyway, here's the next pew, 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 pew game.
Sucks for you, but profits.
So that was Sonic.
for
God,
you.
Fuck, that looks like garbage. So anyway, Space Guns Pew 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 3, the Pew Pew Pewing. It's coming soon. There's been lots of layoffs. I don't really care. Anyways.
I think he would like Sonic and the Big Cheese, though.
Oh,
Sonic,
yeah, absolutely.
Sonic and the Big Cheese. If it has space and guns in it, hell yeah. Anyways, we got to get to that next
That's
one.
what Shadow Generations didn't have. It didn't have guns. It just, well, I mean, it had an organization called Gun, but not like actual guns that Shadow can have. But it had space.
When you think about it, Shadow the Hedgehog 2005, fuck you guys, should have been nominated for a Game Award.
Eat shit.
You know that you're wrong for that, right? Like, everyone agrees that calling it Shadow 5 is
No,
fine.
everyone's they're just sheep following you.
Why would they follow me?
disrespect.
I'm not even the most popular guy on this show.
Maybe they just like being contrarians, okay?
No, they don't. They are good, honest, hardworking people, and especially the
there's
ones
you.
that give super chats. And then there's me.
All right, well,
I-
Pup, I wasn't here for this conversation last time, so I can put my 2 cents in. You're right. It should be called 05. It makes more sense.
Thank you, Ian.
I'm retiring.
Fucking,
I'm retiring
okay,
from the podcast.
bring it in, Ian. Bring it in. Let's hug it out,
I'll see
man.
you guys for the At Dawn
I mean-
podcast. Just go to youtube.com.
Ian, are you? I gotta ask.
I'm
Are you a
gone.
hugger? One day I'm gonna meet you,
Oh, yeah, I love
and
I love
I will be inclined to fucking hug you, brother. Like,
No, I mean, I just
Bring
think
it in.
Yeah, it's just fun. So whatever. Yeah, bring it in. Oh yeah, well, put it right
yes,
there.
shoot a hot hug all over me. I'll be your little hugging
Borger.
bitch. Anyway.
Let's see with the $2. I'm playing Fortnite right now. Why am I getting attacked?
They were talking
You're an
about
easy
Gilly.
target.
Not everything's about you, Lit. Oh wait, no, wait, you
Yeah.
did get attacked, didn't you?
I mean,
He
you're an
got
easy
attacked.
target. Easy target.
Yeah, because you're a minor.
Doesn't even remember doing the attacking. Actual psycho.
Shut up, Dylan. You're so mean. You're so fucking horrible to me. You're always telling me I'm psychotic and that you're the arbiter of all good things.
I don't
Yeah.
know about that one.
Real quick, I might have to leave in like the next 15 minutes if we don't wrap it up. So I don't know if I need to say goodbye now or if we're gonna.
It's completely up to you. Whatever you feel.
That's fine.
I don't know who was
Okay,
next,
gotcha,
but
gotcha.
Borger.
We have like 4 things. I think you're next. Ian.
Yeah, you
Me?
would be up next, Ian.
All right, cool. Mr. Krabs for $1.99 US. For Trey, he hitting the gritty and Mrs. Pup.
That is
I
true.
miss
He
Trey.
is-
I do love Trey.
He is hitting the gritty,
I miss
and he
Trey.
does miss pup.
Trey
Trey.
is a good friend.
Trey.
Trey.
Right?
He's cool.
Trey.
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 Right?
Anyways, okay, so Borger,
Any tray.
you're up. Frowless 60 franc.
I think it's me next.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
said Frowless 60 franc.
Gunner, Gun 3R, $2. The new classic Nux comic gave Trip a clan. So she has like there's like a pangolin clan. Or no, sorry, she's not a pangolin. She's a
Knuckles is a
sun
pangolin.
gazer.
Sun
Rip is a-
gazer.
Trip is a lizard.
Whatever.
Knuckles is a pangolin.
Trip
That's
is
how we know.
a noun. It's not a
Trip had a
noun.
nice fall.
Yeah, no, Trip is really cute in that story.
Trip is high as fuck.
That's why we call her Trip. 'Cause she's constantly tripping.
That would actually be so fucking funny.
Dude, we're like talking animals. Did you notice that?
They don't call her Trip for nothing, and her render just has pink eyes.
Since they'd last seen her, I mean, she's a dragon, I guess, so she could like breathe fire. She like lights her own like blunts, and she's like, "Ugh."
I do like though that they did give us a Sonic character who's a girl, and she is just a fucking failure. You know.
Indeed.
I wonder if that's what the Knuckles comic is about. He calls her a fucking failure. That would be so funny.
Ian
Knuckles is
already
like,
told us what it was about.
you are a failure. That would be so funny. I want to call her a failure, damn it. Anyways, Borger.
It's so mean. She didn't do anything.
Mr. Krabs. Look, she failed her mission. She's in a game that failed to meet sales expectations and fucking personal expectations. She's a fucking failure, yet she's likable. Anyways, Mr. Krabs with the 1.99. Knuckles. That British dog screw my wife. I'll
Not
have you know.
Knuckles, it's from Knuckle.
What the
That-
fuck?
He did say
That British dog screw my wife, he did.
What the hell are you talking about? British dog.
British.
Mr. Peabody?
No, it would be
British.
me, wouldn't it, you fucking doofing idiot? Because,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
You know,
because
where they
true.
say in it
Okay.
and stuff, and they have
Yeah.
chippy tea,
Chippy T.
In it.
I've
and they have
conquered all the
beans on
chippies.
toast.
I'm never gonna stop. Come on, do it. Do
It's been
it.
a while since.
All right.
It's been a while since we brought that up.
It's been a while since we had the chips and pizza. Well, it's
I
been
think
a
it
while
happens
since you were
every
on the
time
show.
we're in the call together.
Yeah, like it's been a week. Well, 2 weeks since you guys were last on. Because last week we had a makeshift. Anyways,
And then I think the week before you were playing Jackbox.
Jack off in
And
the
both
box.
times I was not available for. So
You will
it
join us
happens.
for Jack off in the box or something. Well, anyways, come on, Franken.
only if it's in a circle.
Franken, time.
What is that?
Oh, my lord, with the two, is that pounds or no? That's euros.
There you go.
I meant for giving Knuckles something respectful. All right, I got to refer back to a different one. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this has to do with when we were talking about how like Knuckles just had a really bad year in 2024.
The real question is it big enough that they could sell Commander Walters? And then, okay, so I think this is separate. Twin Lord, if you want to give us a little bit of extra context, you're welcome to send another super chat. Ooh, or you can just DM me on Discord. That's also okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming it
'cause
has
you
to
would-
do with like Knuckles in 2024 because I mean it would make the most sense.
Certainly, mate.
He's had it rough this year.
He has. Bork. Let's view it.
It's like he's rougher than the rest of them, but his year is also rougher than the rest of them.
That's what he gets for putting his whole fist up fucking ass. Not rude.
This one's me.
Yep.
Go on.
Okay. Mr. Krabs for $4.99 US. I can't wait for the grifter to attack Sonic Movie 3 over the dumbest stuff and insert their BS buzzwords. Hooray, y'all. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's inevitable, but I would say, like, we did a really good job at rejecting them for Sonic X Shadow Generation. Go us.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
Well,
other fan bases they've managed to infiltrate, but not us.
Those same for the Dragon Quest people. Like they got another group, the same group of grifters who will never buy the product. Were bitching and moaning.
Just remember, Yellow Flash 2 referred to her as Rogue the Bat. So,
He is that person is not the only one who is referred to Rouge as Rogue. I'll tell you the other person later.
but what a big fan, right? Anyways.
Oh yeah, big fan of the franchise. It's Rogue the Bat.
I can't believe they made Rogue Wogue.
That was awful.
Shut up. Shut up!
It's like memorable names like Rain and Duncan from like fucking Xenoblade.
Fair point, fair point. Alright. So, next one. Is it Dylan? It's Dylan. Not?
Is it me already? Oh, yeah, because Ian just went.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have a nice poo.
Let's see. Let's see. Twelord, €2. As the expert. Shadow Eye? Shadow
One.
1?
Shadow 1.
One.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's...
Shadow 1.
Look, fine, you can call it that. I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with calling it Shadow 05. Ian agrees with me.
Oh, of course not.
Shadow 1, Shadow,
totally fine.
Shadow.
You're a fucking gaslighter,
Indeed.
Dylan.
Shadow
You're
05.
fucking... You're
Go
going
directly
to
to
hell.
Go directly to jail. Do not
I don't know what you're talking about.
call it Shadow.
I don't know
05.
why
Do
you're
not
saying
go
these horrible things to
do
me.
not
Gaslight
do not collect
64.
$200. Go directly to jail.
You're going straight to hell.
That's it. You're going to Minecraft.
Yeah!
I'm Steve. Okay, so, Mr. Terry Chaos.
You know what? I will join you in Minecraft because that is fun.
Minecraft is not fun, it's slow. Really slow.
Yeah, you're just bad at it, and you're spreading your negativity.
Well, good.
That
I'll
is true.
Spread my negativity all
Man,
over this
just bad.
neighborhood.
Mad
and-
because bad.
Anyways,
Mad because bad skill issue.
Mr. Terry Chaos, we're going to also do a super chat cutoff. Guys, Mike Pollock is still tuned into that live stream, by the way. But anyways, Mr. Terry Chaos with the £2. Chow and Wade bowling. Make it so, Sega.
Chow and Wade bowling. That's actually kind of badass.
That's a means to an end, isn't it? Like,
see, the Chow are back, guys.
but Wade is the main character of the garden. Wade Whipple's Chow Garden Simulator 2025.
I would not trust him taking care of anything even remotely similar to a Chow.
Yeah, they'd be like, Knuckles would be like, what?
I don't believe he'd be able to
all
do it.
over the Chow. You don't need to know about that.
Oh god,
It's not what I was.
that was awful.
Because they fell down in their in their oatmeal or whatever. They just got
eat a Chow
you know,
for the
like,
Shabbat dinner.
It's like candy wrappers that have like little bits of chocolate in it because Wade is just a pig sometimes. And
Wade just
doesn't finish
eats
it,
the fucking Chows.
and he doesn't throw his wrappers away. So it's like old chocolate they fall into.
He doesn't throw away wrappers? Well, that's probably a good thing that he's not throwing away, like, Kendrick Lamar and stuff. Eminem.
Well, I mean, he could throw away some of them.
The ones that are in Fortnite, I guess. Anyways.
I don't know
This
about
is so
that one.
stupid. This is so fucking dumb.
I don't know about that one.
This is-
But you might be in the minority with that one.
I know about that one, Chief. Alright, anyways, just give me... there's two more. Okay, we'll do these last two, but I mean it now, guys. Cut off. Cut off. I love you, but we gotta cut this off. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm so assertive, aren't I? Okay. Borger.
Like foreskin that's got to be cut.
The fuck is next? I'm actually asking genuinely, who is next?
I don't remember.
I
don't
just
remember
went.
the order.
Okay, then Franken, you're up. No, I'm up.
Mr.
I'm
Crab.
up. Never
Okay.
mind. Okay, so Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs. Also, if you do need to go in, you by all means, just make sure to promote yourself on the way out.
Will do. I think we can go through these pretty quick and we'll be good.
Great stuff. Ladies and gent and NB. Wait, let me try that again. Ladies and gent and NB. The weekend. I say ooh. Okay. Border. Thank you, Mr. Krabs.
I say ooh.
the
I say,
weekend.
Ooh. I say brother
Brother, Franken,
brother,
you are up, Franken.
Oh, Mr. Terry Chaos with the £2. Shadow One is SA2. Mic drop.
Whoa.
Don't drop the
Wowie
mic. Those are
zowie.
expensive.
Holy shish kebab. Good golly, Miss
Don't
Molly.
drop the mic. It's expensive.
Don't drop the mic. He might talk about his foreskin again on Twitter.
Well, now Shadow
Okay.
One is the Sonic and Movie 2 cartridge. So there you go.
Just
Oh god.
just like the
retroactively.
foreskin, you need to cut it. He would prefer.
You need to cut the nonsense like you cut your foreskin, Mike. Anyways. Okay. Borger.
I
is
think
this
we're
one
done.
There's gonna be one day where we go at least a full podcast without saying the word foreskin.
Well, you were one of the people that said it, so you're now complicit. Go ahead, Ian.
What am I
You're
supposed to say? The F word? Oh, foreskin. Foreskin. Don't say it.
up. See, you're literally taking it to new heights.
Don't say the F word.
Likaon for 222 for I have no clue what this is. Is it just
Oh, I used to know what this was.
yeah, $2 I guess. 2024 Sonic Annual had a pretty good Knuckles story. That's true. I really liked that one. So
South
yeah, we're still
African
getting some good
Rand.
Knuckles stories here and
He
there.
needs to
I
be
like
fed
the one of
more.
Knuckles and Blaze like hanging out, and Knuckles was like, "Hey."
Dude, she
Or-
was,
or no, I think
I've only
Blaze is
seen
like,
that one
"Hey."
panel where she's like coming to talk to him, but she's giving him bedroom eyes.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew there was no other part of that you would be interested in.
Well, no, I'm interested. It's just I haven't gotten the chance to, oh god, oh shit, oh god, there's a skeleton behind us. That means we have to go now, guys. It means
Good save.
We have to do a roundtable discussion of what we're gonna do next.
So that currency is the South African Rand, or just Rand.
We have to like write
Yeah,
that down. Can we put that in the background of the studio just so we remember?
Yeah, because I
you
keep
can.
forgetting it.
Go get yourself a piece of paper and put it up in the studio. Oh, you mean the Discord server?
We could put it there too.
Sure.
Put it as a pinned message.
Okay, Dylan, you introduced us, so you outroduced us.
Dylan, what are you doing? What are you doing here, Garrulous64? Well, thank you. Tomorrow I'll be releasing a video that's it's the next part of my little Sonic story I decided to write. It's based on if Mephiles survived Shadow Generations. By survived, I mean, like, escaped. He got out. He made himself real again. Yeah, he got real life back again.
I like
part
Memphis
2
the Hedgehog.
out tomorrow.
Badass.
So yeah, that'll be fun. Then we have Channel Pop. What are you doing? You released a video like today or yesterday about Sonic humans, huh?
Yeah, I ranked all the humans in the Sonic movies except I forgot the kids, Jojo and fucking the other one from Knuckles. But that's okay because I had a really excellent reason.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
Little Susie.
Oh, the one from the
Susie?
Yeah, little
that
Susie.
was on the bowling team.
The one that's like, you're such a loser, Wade. That one.
I don't even know. I have no idea what you're talking
Wade
about.
was like, Susie, you a cliff jump.
Jesus Christ, Frank, that is the third fucking time you've made such a horrible joke. Appalling behavior.
Dude, it was in the show. I was taken back by that as well.
Wait, what? Okay, we'll circle back around to that later. Yeah, I've made a ranking of the humans, and I am also working on a Sonic movies retrospective. Yes, I've done reviews of all these movies at the time they came out, but now that we have the benefit of hindsight, we can really dig into these things as kind of looking into where the franchise was at the time, and where it is now, and whether these movies still hold up. So, yeah. Suck on that.
Pups have been really good lately, so check them out.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ian.
Been on a roll.
Get it? Because momentum?
All right. Yeah, because of momentum.
Dude, you gotta
Frank,
watch
what are
that
you
word.
up to?
I'm still working on the same video I've been working on for a month. Procrastination and stuff. I may or may not release it.
What, are you Sam now?
No, I do a
hold
better
on.
job of it than him.
Whoa!
Procrastinating?
Yeah.
I now get it.
I'm an expert.
So wait,
He's just an amateur
what?
at it.
This, damn. You stealing the procrastination name?
You guys are his friends.
Anyway,
I want to be his friend. I've spoken to him a couple of times and he's friendly. I just want to be his friend.
Then, I don't know, talk to him more.
How?
But
Just get me
let's
in your
see.
group
What was I
chat
gonna
or
say?
something,
Frank,
like-
is that?
Nice.
Oh, is that the Sonic one? The Sonic-based video?
Well, I have
Oh,
like.
you can't give
Sonic
up
videos.
now. You've been recording for like 50 years to make this happen.
I had a. Well, yeah.
He's in a low
Sonic,
point, but he's gonna recover. He'll be fine. He'll come
Sonic
back.
Generations.
And I'm
is
not
like-
saying that as like it's been for. I mean, like, not after all this time. Don't scrap it, please.
This is
Oh,
the
no,
low
no,
point
no.
of the arc. He's on his way back.
It's Sonic Generations without defeating a Badnik, and well, there's just a lot to talk about, so I'm just dreading trying to edit that thing.
Yeah, no, it's always
so,
tough.
Yeah, that'll be out eventually, and then I've got to get back to all the other stuff I promised I was going to make. So I have a lot of work to get to.
Now, Dylan, if you
Man
were
keeps his
considerate,
promises.
you would have asked Ian first what he's up to because he has to go. God, Dylan.
No, it's fine.
Sorry,
It's fine. I got some things done while we were doing the
Dylan,
the
for
thing.
fuck's
So
sake, Dylan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on,
I'm a
Ian.
bad person.
What are you up to, my friend, my buddy?
Yeah, Ian, what are you up to?
Waffles, you can find me ghost writing videos on the channel Low Art. We just released a Why Archie Tales is the Best Tales video, and tomorrow will be a Why Archie Amy is the Best Amy video. So you get 2 back to back. Otherwise, I've been making my.
Well, I
Amy,
like
yeah.
movie Amy better.
That's fair. She's gonna be incredible when she shows up in movie 6.
No, the joke
So-
is I fucking hate Amy and wish she didn't exist. Which I
Well,
don't.
yeah, I mean, also, just thank you guys for having me all this time. This is the last time I'll be able to join for a very long while, so it's been really fun just being here.
I'm really glad
Hell
I took
yeah,
this
dude.
opportunity today.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. But yeah,
Thank you, Ian.
that's all I got.
We should have had a cake. Never mind.
Ian is going back to camp.
Ian has to return to his home planet.
Yeah,
This
basically,
planet needs him.
Yeah, I was taking Fridays off for like 3 months straight, and then I do that basically every year with all my vacation time for like 3 months. So I've used them all up, but it was fun hanging out with you guys in the meantime.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Well,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, good
Until the
times.
next time, don't say goodbye. The French say au revoir.
Oh yeah, I'll still be listening to this podcast because it's really good. So there we go.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, well, why don't you play us out with a witty one-liner?
Let's see. Bye. Bye.